Pikachu.
Yo everyone, and welcome to this one-off super long playthrough of Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu. This is a project we've been working on for a very long time behind the scenes, and we hope you'll enjoy it.
Yeah, this took a very long time to edit, record, and script, so we'd appreciate it if you could all hit the like and subscribe button to help support our channel. And we really hope you enjoy our journey through Kanto.
Yes, welcome everyone. This movie, I guess you could call it, is going to be absolutely fire, so sit back and relax whilst we conquer the Kanto region and I become champion.
And boom, we jumped right in and caught our partner Pokemon for this entire series. This is Pikachu. And it's also the only time we'll ever use one without evolving it.
Yeah, but this Pikachu is absolutely cracked, Obama. It's got like max stats all around, and it can even learn moves it's not normally supposed to.
Well, I bet this Pikachu will be a billion times better than that trash Raichu we had in Ultra Sun. I never ever want to experience something like that again, boys.
Yeah, let's not try, remember that time, Donald. And get back to this game, which, by the way, this is our first time playing through a game solely in the Kanto region.
Say what you want about this game, though, guys. It looks stunning, doesn't it? And then, when Sword and Shield came out, it looked like something out of 1999 when it came to the modeling.
True, Joe, this game looks fabulous. And now Pikachu has officially become our partner boys. And I already have the plan for the rest of our team, just so everyone is clear.
I was waiting for you to say something like that, Donald, and let me guess this so-called plan of yours.
Well, boys, we're going to be using the same team as Ash and Red used in the OG games, since we can find all the other starter Pokemon so easily in this game. And we can add Lapras and Snorlax, too.
All right, yeah, I'm down for that, Donald. And let me guess, they're all going to be shiny ones, too?
Yep, of course. We always got to have a team of shiny Pokemon because I haven't got time for battling with normal colored Pokemon like everyone else. I have to stand out so everyone knows it's me playing and I'm rich.
Okay, boys, looks like this game follows the story that Red and Blue kind of did with some added things. But for now, we need to head to Viridian City and get the parcel for Professor Oak.
One thing I do like about this game is the transitions between battles and cutscenes are a lot faster than normal, since we don't even have to battle the Pokemon we run into.
Well, I'd like the option to battle them too, Donald, but another thing I've just remembered with this game is we get experience after catching Pokemon too.
Yeah, so instead of running away all the time, Barry, how about you actually spend time catching some of the Pokemon we encounter and level our Pikachu up?
We can always do all that shit later, Joe, but to be fair, the first gym will be Brock, and our Pikachu will get wrecked in there since he has a full team of rock types.
Not a full team, Donald, but the rest of what you said is true since he also has ground types as well. But I can catch some Pokemon in Viridian Forest, and we can also get Bulbasaur in there too, I think.
Yo, Donald, you should ask our viewers a question for this video, but you can probably only ask one since this is the only episode there will be of this game.
Oh yeah, so I gotta make it good then, don't I? Well, dear viewers, let us know if you played this game and what you liked and didn't like about it. Personally, we love this game and give it at least a 7 or 8 out of 10.
Yeah, that's quite a high rating, you may say, but we think it's justified since the game has amazing graphics, which bumps it up to a 6 almost straight away, and then the story isn't so bad either, even if it is recycled.
The battles are pretty cool too, Obama, and the animations for each of the moves just look so cool too. Definitely one of the best.
Well, my favorite feature is the flying you can do on the back of a Charizard or Dragonite. But it's so annoying that you can only do that after beating the entire game.
Talking of battles, though, boys, looks like we're jumping right into one now with our rival, who we named Gary, and by we I mean Donald.
Yeah, and I named our rival Red to correspond with Red and Blue, and Gary is there too because of Ash. Yeah, I'm a simp for Ash and Red. So what you all gonna do about it?
I'm sure not many people will care, Donald. But remember, Obama, after you beat Brock, it'll be my turn to play, and then Donald is last.
Hang on, why do I have to be last? I was the one who had this whole idea to begin with and even booted up the game.
Because, Donald, you didn't even discuss this with us and just went ahead and started recording, so that's why you're last. Plus, after every gym we're switching, who plays anyway, so everyone will get a turn.
All right, fine. But then we get to rotate who battles the Elite Four too when we get to that stage. But well done for beating the first battle of this game, Obama. We're off to a great start already, unlike a certain other game you were playing earlier.
Yo, you better not forget to dress up Pikachu in this game too, Obama. We need to have the coolest looking Pikachu ever. I think we can even get Ash's hat in this game, which will make Donald happy.
Oh, hell yeah, you better get Ash's Obama. I want his fashion line all over our beautifully modeled body.
Yeah, let's see if I can remember all that. We can also play with our Pikachu too, though, guys, which is pretty cool. Something I probably won't bother doing either, though. LMAO.
Hey, if you want a Donald, we could use a Pidgeot in this game since we never really got to use one. And I'm pretty sure the one you had in Pokemon Black 2 died.
No thanks, Joe. I already told you our team, and plus, Mega Evolution is in this game too, which means we can have a Mega version of each Kanto starter, which is something we won't get a chance to do ever again.
Yo, boys, our cracked Pikachu just leveled up and it learned Quick Attack. We're on our way to becoming absolutely unstoppable.
Boys, I can't stop getting a hard-on over these graphics. How can Pokemon go from sword and shield, but then still make games that look like this? It even has shadows, which are realistic.
Wow, Joe, getting it up over something other than a youngster. He.
Yo, Donald, I've actually got a lot better over the past 6 months. I've had to focus more on not ending up like Barry did in Ultra Sun.
I thought we weren't going to talk about that anymore, you two, but here we are, still talking about it. I actually improved a lot in the end.
Hey, Ash caught a Caterpie as his first Pokemon berry, but you went and caught a Weedle. Actually, you caught a Pidgey first, which isn't so great, is it?
Look, we're not following Ash's exact journey in this game, Donald. I have way better things to do, and we're not even using Caterpie or Weedle either, so what's the big deal?
Agreed, Obama, you're right. I'm on your side, my dear friend, and now we're heading into Viridian Forest, boys. This is the place Donald will get our Bulbasaur.
Well, actually, I'm probably going to just make a phone call again, Joe, but sure, let's say I'm getting out Bulbasaur from here, and Obama can't even catch a Butterfree the moron. You have those African legs, bro. You should be able to run after that bug.
I literally have nothing to say to that, Donald. But for real, I'm actually struggling here. What the hell? This guy has like max speed stats.
You're kind of doing this backwards, though, Barry. You're supposed to catch a Caterpie and then evolve it into a Butterfree. You can't just go straight to catching the final evolution of a Pokemon like this. You might as well do that for everyone then.
Well, I just did, Joe, so what you gonna do about it then? And by the way, the team we have will be useful for battling with Brock. So how about you just pipe down?
To be fair, he has a point, Joe. Brock can be tough if we go in unprepared. And unless you're playing yellow, then there's no way anyone would be insane enough to battle a rock-type gym with a Pikachu.
Yeah, but this Pikachu came out of its eggs with all the steroids possible, Donald. You know it's so busted. I bet we could actually beat Brock with just this all by itself, you know?
Well, it just struggled to kill a rat, Joe, which is like the weakest Pokemon in this region. So don't get your hopes up, bro.
All this place is full of his trash like this, boys. I mean, who'd ever use an Oddish in this game, and to evolve it, you need a stone too.
Agreed? All Oddish is good for is being a garnish on my plate of medium rare Miltank Obama. Although saying that, I don't think you give Vileplume enough credit. It's definitely a worthy contender for a playthrough.
You were finally out of this place. It's like a maze, and I swear in every game, Viridian Forest seems bigger each time. It's like they're slowly expanding it. One day, the whole of Kanto will just be Viridian Forest.
I wouldn't mind that, though, Donald. This place is gorgeous. Also, the bug types here are quite strong, too, when they're fully evolved.
Okay, that's just not true, Joe. No one ever uses Pokemon from like the first few routes in a game unless it's a bird Pokemon. Those are the only exceptions to the rule.
Hey, everyone, we've made it to Pewter City. This place has got to be one of my all-time favorite places in Kanto. Probably not in the entire series, but this place has some awesome vibes.
Yeah, this rival is way nicer than Blue was from the original games. He even gives us free medicines.
All right, well, those potions won't help us at all, Joe, so go heal up in the Pokemon Center, Barry.
I just went to change my clothes and got me a big bowl of ice cream, too, boys. Look, I'm just vibing over here whilst Obama carries on with the game.
Fine by me, Joe. We're going to be heading straight for the gym anyway, but let's take a look at the museum first, too.
Wow, so you left immediately after going in, Barry. What was the point of that?
Hang on, Donald. When did you get Bulbasaur? I don't remember this guy being here, and I just left for like 2 minutes.
Oh, yeah, well, I made my phone call in the time you went to change your clothes, and Joe got his ice cream, and those lovely hacker fellows came over and set us up with this shiny Bulbasaur.
All All right, you know what? I won't even ask any questions about this. But anyway, here we are, guys, inside the first gym in Kanto, and technically the first gym in the entire Pokemon series, too, actually. That makes Brock a very special person indeed.
Hey, don't the models of these Pokemon look stunning too? Barry, like look at this Geodude here. He's so rocky and round, and it's like you can feel each bump and curve on him through the screen.
Yep, and he got absolutely nuked by our cracked Bulbasaur Joe. So instead of complimenting the opponents, how about you compliment our own Pokemon instead, you little traitor?
Well, I was already going on about how our Pikachu is cracked, Donald. So what more do you want me to say? And I guess Bulbasaur also joins the crack club too with how it's currently performing.
Man, these trainers should just give up now, to be honest, boys. They each had one poxy little Geodude who can't even get a hit in because it's died before it blinks.
By now is when I would have expected a thank you from you, Barry, but okay. And by the way, I taught it Vine Whip too, since I knew how helpful it would be.
I think I should be thanking those fellows on the other end of your phone call, Donald. They seem to be doing all the hard work, and then you go and take all the credit.
Talking of which, it's already time to battle the first gym leader of this game, boys. Here is Brock, and he looks more pumped up than we do for this gym battle. And also, Barry, remember, it's my turn to play after you beat him.
Oh, and he's also leading off with a Geodude too, boys. No wonder those other two trainers used one. They're trying to copy Brock.
Oh, hang on. Maybe I should have done a little more training with Bulbasaur. Brock's Pokemon are 3 levels higher than us, and this is only his first Pokemon, too.
Well, it died rather quickly, regardless of what you say, Donald. But now he's sending out his ace being Onix. It would have been cool to see him with a Steelix, though, which could also Mega Evolve.
Joe, what would be the point in him having a Steelix at level 15? First of all, that's not even possible in this game since Steelix isn't even here yet.
Well, I'm pretty sure Steelix is available in Johto, so we could just pop over there and pick one up for Brock and give him the Mega Stone, too.
Joe's still helping out the opposition, I see, Barry. Why don't you just get a room with everyone in here, Joe? 2 of them are suitable for your age demographic anyway, LMAO.
Doesn't matter because your boy just beat Brock, everyone. That first gym battle went as smooth as marble or whatever that saying is.
Oh, look, this little weed is evolving, boys. By the way, keeping a Beedrill on the team would be pretty fun, actually. In the anime, they're always going around stinging people.
Yeah, but Kakuna is absolute garbage. All it does is use Harden, and then you need to constantly switch train it if you want it to evolve.
Yo, Barry, it's time to hand the controller over to Joe now. He's going to be making his way towards Cerulean City, I guess, and battle Misty. She's absolutely gorgeous in this game in all her 3D glory, so I am very much looking forward to seeing her.
That's right, everyone. I'll be taking Misty out for a spin, but before that, check it out. It's Blue, the first champion of Kanto, technically after Lance.
You make a good point there, though, Joe, because if Blue's here, then where's Red supposed to be? And Mount Silver isn't even available in this game, so where is he?
The amount of fan theories there are for Red is actually insane, though. Donald! Apparently after Gold beats him in the Johto games, he goes and kills himself, which is just crazy.
You check it out, boys. There's one of those master trainer people here. They're tougher than the normal trainers, and they give you TMs after beating them.
Yeah, and instead of taking him on like the man you're supposed to be, Joe, you just run away like a little pussy, and instead battle a child.
It's called a warm-up battle. Donnie, you fool. Obama barely trained our Pokemon up, and they're going to get nuked if I go battle that fellow right now.
Yeah, I mean, you're struggling to take out the Garnish Pokemon here, so yeah, you'd get destroyed if you battled that guy, Joe.
I have a question for you two. Do you think we should go catch all the legendary Pokemon in this game or not? It'll probably be a chore, but I'd rather just focus on the story than go wander around Cerulean Cave looking for Mewtwo.
Nah, I agree, Donald. There's no point. We won't be coming back to this game anyway. And also, I'd rather actually use the legendary Pokemon instead, waiting until the story is over.
You both realize that the box art for basically all the Kanto games is the only one which doesn't have the legendary Pokemon on the front because Gold and Silver have Ho-Oh and Lugia respectively and so on.
Obama, you're turning into Joe now, sharing useless pieces of information with us, but at least he's going to turn into a man now and battle this master trainer.
Yeah, this so-called master is about to get served some humble pie because he's battling a 5-time Pokemon champion. And also he hasn't met our cracked Pikachu.
Oh, he has a Bulbasaur. You should go Bulbasaur versus Bulbasaur Joe, or you could switch out to one of the Pidgeys I have since flying. We'll be able to sweep this so-called master.
Yeah, good idea, Barry. This guy has Leech Seed too, so he'll just be constantly reviving his Pokemon, meaning we won't get anywhere. And he calls himself a master, but he's playing super dirty.
All right, yeah, I'm gonna swap out here. Our cracked Pikachu isn't doing as much damage as I thought it would, so let's see if any of the other Pokemon Barry caught earlier will be of any use.
Donald, I just want to say you should have let me keep playing until at least this battle had been done. Joe's struggling with this more than he would have with Brock, so I should have got to Mount Moon before letting this idiot play.
Yeah, I'm starting to agree with you, actually, Obama. I just didn't want you to play more than you did since you're making me play last, but this is now painful.
All right, it's very rare that I'll admit my idiocy, but yeah, this was quite a bad L for me, and this little Pidgey's actually nuking this guy, holy hell.
Joe, it's not fun when you admit you're a fool. So could you just deny it so I have an excuse to bully you because it's funny?
So you're telling me the best way to avoid abuse from you both is to just call myself an idiot on a daily basis, and then I'll be free from your turmoil.
Yeah, sure, try that, Joe, every day from now on and see how far it gets you, LMAO. But anyway, I think you should just hand the controller back to me until we get to Mount Moon, because this battle was just embarrassing.
Yeah, couldn't agree more. So hand it over, Joe. We'll let you deal with all the Pokemon inside Mount Moon, but to be honest, that place is a maze, Obama, so he might end up getting lost because he's useless.
Nah, just trust me, boys, I got this. This was just a minor setback, but going forward, I promise not to make any stupid plays like I just did. Believe me.
Yeah, I never trust anyone who says believe me, especially you, but sure, I'll concede this one. Have at it, Joe.
On another note, I'd like to talk about how cute the little pixel Pokemon symbols they put on the screen when Nurse Joy heals our team up.
All right, Joe made it to Mount Moon's entrance without getting himself killed, thankfully, and there's another master trainer for you there, Joe, so if you do plan to battle him, then please play properly.
Oh yeah, so I may have actually found the next member of our team, two boys. In the time Joe went to heal up his Pokemon and making our way here, we have got the next party member.
Donald, how are you managing to add to our team whilst we're here looking at you? You must be a wizard. And also, don't worry, Barry, this battle will go much better than the last master one.
Joe, don't ask questions you don't want the answer to, bro. And just deal with this guy, and he has a Meowth of all Pokemon to choose from. I wouldn't exactly call him a master if he has this garbage.
You might end up eating your words in a sec, Donald, because this guy is spamming payday like no one's business.
No way, Obama. If you guys have noticed already that this battle is already going much better than the last one. See, I am actually a good Pokemon trainer when it's required, plus you thrusted the controller on me in the last battle before I was mentally prepared.
Oh, sorry, Joe, we forgot to wind you up like one of those old grandfather clocks earlier, which is obviously why you did so bad in the last battle.
Yeah, exactly, even though you're only a few years younger than me, Donald. But anyway, after healing up our team, it'll be time to head into Mount Moon. I don't remember anything about this place since we were last here in Heart Gold.
Yeah, there was just a Meowth sitting on the top there, boys. Did you see that?
Oh boy, well look who it is, everyone. Jesse, James, and Meowth in the flesh. The original trio, and I must say I really miss them in the New Horizons anime.
They're here to causing so much mischief, isn't it, boys? Looks like it'll be up to me to stop them, although it would have been funny if they kept trying to steal our Pikachu. I mean, if you think about it, we're basically Ash in this game, aren't we?
Yeah, that would have been pretty funny, Joe. Although in this game, they don't even have a purpose, to be honest. They're sort of just here for nostalgia's sake.
Yeah, as we all know from other creative outlets, that bringing back OG characters for nostalgia doesn't always mean that it will make the game or a show good. Although in this game, I guess it kind of works.
This game is its own separate thing, though, Donald, so it doesn't really matter, let's be honest. Also, Joe, will you hurry up with this battle, goddammit?
Look, I was battling a Bellsprout of all things Barry, and Pikachu, as good as it is, doesn't have the best move set yet. It'll be good for Misty's battle since she's a water type, but in here he's useless.
Look, Jesse and James are looking for something, boys. And they're yelling at you, Joe, because you keep following them, you little stalker.
I'm not stalking them, Donald. This is the only way to go through this place. And like I said, I can't remember the route through here anyway, so following them is my best guess of getting out.
Joe, for the love of God, please use Bulbasaur in this battle. Don't even try it with Pikachu.
He can be an idiot, but not that much of an idiot, Obama. Anyway, this Sandshrew is only level 8. He looks adorable, though.
I think that youngster looks adorable, actually, boys.
Right, well, anyway, Donald, how about we take that controller off Joe again for the time being?
Joe, this is your final warning. Creepy Joe hasn't been visiting us for a while, and I'd prefer Jizzy Joe to be here than you.
Oh, you do you? Well, your wish is my command, Donald. You can have me now for the rest of this game, however long it'll be, we have no idea.
If Jizzy Joe can play better than normal Joe, then I'm all for it because you still haven't swapped out Pikachu yet, Joe.
Jizzy Joe is the real champion in this body, just so you know. I was the entity who took over in every other playthrough Joe played, but didn't want to reveal myself until the time was right.
Yeah, sure, whatever you say, Jizzy Joe now. Would you concentrate on the battle because you've somehow got Pikachu poisoned from a ground-type Pokemon of all things?
Don't worry, this battle is going to be over in like under 20 seconds now. We have Bulbasaur. And by the way, when did we get that Charmander?
Oh, that must have been that new Pokemon Donald was talking about, which his friends helped get for us, apparently, Joe.
Actually, I already got another member too, Obama. I'm surprised you haven't seen it yet, but you'll love it when you see it.
Well, it's probably going to be Squirtle, isn't it, Donald, since you already got us a Bulbasaur and Charmander? And I think Squirtle would be the better Pokemon to use in here anyway, since water will be better against the ground types, which lurk in here too.
Team Rocket never used ground types, though, Barry except a certain someone right at the end. But apart from him, the Grunts teams all consist of Golbat and Raticate, and the odd Drowsy, too.
So you two, what exactly is this game about then? I haven't even played it before, so would one of you explain what the hell I'm supposed to be doing?
How is it that you've never played this game before, but normal Joe has? Is your brain like split in half or something, or how does this work exactly?
Well, yeah, actually, we both share half a side of the brain each. It started off with him having the whole thing, but over time, I guess his dementia has worked out in my favor since I'm just way better than he is, and I'm more lovable too.
I really don't want to know any more details about how your brain functions, Joe. We gotta wipe Team Rocket out from here before they blow the whole place up and steal everyone's Pokemon all at the same time.
You know I'd like to make an observation, boys, that Team Rocket has actually survived more times than every other team has combined. They're just unstoppable, isn't it?
Yeah, well, Team Rocket has never met Jizzy Joe, so this time they'll actually be put to a stop for real, and then I can head over to that radio station in Goldenrod City and give them my mixtape to play for everyone on their Pokénaps.
I think your music will get banned from every region, Joe, fictional or otherwise, and then when they find out it's Joe Biden's music, you'll get banned again for just being you.
Hey, take that back, Barry. My music is nothing like that old charlatan's. He probably listens to music on a gramophone. In fact, I know he does, since I already burnt 2 of them.
So in essence, you're burning your own stuff, Joe. When the normal side takes over, what do you think he's gonna say?
No need to worry, Donald. Jizzy Joe doesn't have dementia, but that side of my brain does, so he'll just forget.
You know something useful you could do instead of going on about how great you are is cure that poison on our Pikachu before it kills it, Joe. That guy is our MVP in this playthrough. In fact, we could probably beat the whole game with just Pikachu.
Well, there goes Pikachu, whilst you were giving him a lecture, Obama. Maybe you should have just kept quiet, and he'd have done it all by himself, but at least we get to show off Charmander now.
Yo, this shiny Charmander is awesome, Donald. It's almost a gold color, just like my jewelry. I wish he could just stay like this forever, but in the end, he just turns into a black flying lizard.
And what's wrong with shiny Charmander evolving into a shiny black Charizard Jizzy Joe? Do you have a problem with that then?
I never said I had a problem with it, did I, Barry? It's just gold is a way better color than black, and plus it's worth more too.
Joe, do you know what they say about oil? They call it black gold, remember, and oil is what makes this whole planet go around.
Of course you'd know a lot about that, Obama, but regardless, here we are battling this fossil maniac person, boys. And he was quite nice and said that if we beat him in a battle, we get to keep one of the fossils he found.
Yeah, I don't know what these fossil Pokemon even are either, and since I don't know what they are, they're probably not even that good.
Just because you don't know what they are doesn't mean they're bad, Joe. And anyway, I can tell you what they are. I think one of them is a Kabuto, and the other is that blue snail Pokemon.
Yeah, when Kabuto evolves into Kabutops, it becomes goaded to hell, Jizzy Joe. See, even normal Joe would have been able to understand that.
Right, that's it. I refuse to take constant abuse from you two morons berating me like I'm some sort of peasant from the 15th century.
Isn't that what normal Joe said before he turned into this idiot Donald?
Yes, it basically is Obama. But when it comes to actual Pokemon battles, Jizzy Joe is better in basically every single way. So we either put up with his nonsense or Joe comes back and we deal with his shit trainer skills.
Exactly so. Make your choice, you goons. And whilst you do that, I'll pick one of these fossils up. I don't care which one we get, since you said you have a team in mind already, Donald.
All right, Jizzy, you can stay with us until you beat Misty, since it'll be Donald's turn to play then anyway, and we need Joe back too, so he can give us his nerdy little lore facts.
Yeah, that sounds like a good compromise, Obama. You could make a very fine business partner with me, you know, with those negotiation skills of yours.
Yeah, I don't want to go bankrupt, Donald, but if you ever want to play Monopoly with me, then I'll happily invest in one of your hotels there.
Fine, I'll hang around until I beat Misty and then let my other half come back. No point me hanging around here if I can't even play anyway.
Well, you're doing a decent job here against Jesse and James. And it's cool to see the Pokemon they're using are the ones they had from the original first Pokemon series before they got that stupid Wobbuffet.
Holy hell, you're right, Donald. Jesse got that Wobbuffet from Johto, and it was a mistake trade too. And then we've now had to deal with that stupid blue dingus for the past like 15 years.
Yeah, even Jizzy Joe will agree with you both on that. I don't even get what the joke with Wobbuffet was, and the only move it ever used was like Reflect, which was somehow super OP.
Yeah, it was, which is why they used it sparingly in the episodes. They nerfed Wobbuffet and made him a running joke, which wasn't even funny, and now everyone hates him. And they should too anyway.
Well, in other news, our Bulbasaur got to level 14 after Jizzy Joe beat Jesse and James, and he's getting super close to evolving too, which means we could have an Ivysaur by the time we beat Misty's gym.
Oh yeah, then I'll make it my goal to get our little Bulbasaur to evolve before I have to pass the baton off to Donnie over here. And by the time I make my reappearance, I hope you both get the other two evolved as well.
All right, that can be done. And since you beat Team Rocket, that means we've basically made it to the end of Mount Moon and we never have to come back to this shithole again.
It does feel great to be back under the Kanto region sunshine, boys. But remember, Jizzy Joe, once you make your way down the small cliffs, we won't be able to go back to Pewter City or Pallet Town for a very long time.
Why would we ever want to go back there anyway? I've already made it to Cerulean City now, and we have lots of business to do here. There's that Nugget bridge we have to go check out, and then Misty's gym, and also Cerulean Cave.
Hang on, Joe, why the hell did you just throw 500 of our hard-earned poke dollars into a stupid fountain like that?
I think by doing that, it actually just raised Pikachu's happiness, though, Donald. So in a way, it's kind of a good thing, since in this game, the more our Pokemon love us, they'll then battle for us better and remove status conditions, etc.
Yeah, sure, that's exactly why I did that, Barry. No other reason like to show off how rich I am or anything. But anyway, boys, check this out. I just did a quick Google search of what this game is actually about, since neither of you told me, and this guy here can teach Pikachu special moves.
First of all, what kind of move name is Zippy Zap? And second of all, Joe, that move is a physical attacking one. And our Pikachu has a higher special attack.
Doesn't matter at this point in the game, Donald, since every battle will be easy. But for later on, I think we can remove it for Thunderbolt. Or Thunder, maybe.
I just saved the game for you boys in case one of you forget to later, or my other idiot side forgets, which will be the most probable cause.
Joe, don't do that again, because if we mess the recording up, we can't go back and re-record anything if you go and save the game. But this once it's fine, I guess, and now we have this battle with Gary, too.
This was the exact same spot that we would have battled Blue in the original games, isn't it, boys? And he'd have insulted us too, but now since only snowflakes play this game, Game Freak have had to tone down the insults and abuse.
Yeah, and apart from Eevee, he's using the same team as Blue so far, isn't he? I mean, he caught himself a Pidgey to start off with.
And because I'm such a gangster Pokemon trainer, I took that Pidgey out in one shot with Pikachu. What kind of moron would bring out a flying type Pokemon against an electric type?
And now he's caught himself an Oddish too, boys. Wasn't expecting him to have one of these. Blue definitely didn't back in the day, if I remember correctly.
Well, it's clear who the better trainer out of this guy and Blue is, isn't it, Barry?
Yeah, and this guy is actually really nice to us as far as rivals go. To be honest, he doesn't even feel like a rival. My favorite ones are Hugh from Black and White 2, and of course our boy Blue.
Well, I'm about to turn his Oddish into a pile of blue and green dust with Ember. But somehow, this guy actually survived my first Ember and only got hit with a burn.
Good stuff, Jizzy Joe, and now he's sending out his final Pokemon, being Eevee. This is the Pokemon we could have got if we'd played Let's Go Eevee, but you'd have to be a fool to choose that version over Let's Go Pikachu.
Yeah, and what's funny is this Eevee doesn't have those cracked stats like our Pikachu does. In fact, I don't even know why this Pokemon would even be an option for our rival.
Well, it's not really showing its true power to me yet, boys. All it does is use Tail Whip to lower my defense. But by the time it's done that enough times, I'd have already taken it out.
Wow, so this guy is playing super dirty now, popping those hyper potions like he's some rich boy or something. Holy hell, not even Blue did that.
And it didn't help him at all, Donald. I managed to get 2 Embers in a row on him, and I won that battle like I knew I would. I bet normal Joe would have panicked and jumped off Nugget Bridge knowing him.
Well, it's not like the battles are over. There's about 5 or 6 other trainers just hanging out on the bridge ready to attack some unsuspecting passerbys for some reason.
Yeah, but this is worth it because at the end of those battles, I'll be able to get myself a gold nugget, boys, which I can then melt down and turn it into more jewelry. Maybe I could make some earrings this time or a bracelet.
Joe, holy hell, do not get your ears pierced seriously. There will be no end to the amount of abuse you'll receive if you do that to yourself.
Oh yeah, I second that, Jizzy Joe. You already have like 5 gold chains around your neck, 2 watches on either wrist, and gold cufflinks too. What more do you need?
I could ask you the same thing about your black gold berry. How much more of that stuff did you need?
Oh boy, that's probably gonna strike a nerve, isn't it, Barry?
Nah, let him say whatever he feels is true, Donald. He's just mad because we've basically told him he'll look ridiculous with gold-studded earrings, and he can't accept that.
That's because I look good in any gold thing I wear, Obama. I think the real issue here is you're just jealous you aren't a real hip-hop artist like I am.
Say what you want, Joe, but I know for a fact that I'll always look better than you do with gold on hehehe.
Okay, well, before this escalates, I'd like to point out that our Charmander is also 2 levels away from evolving now, too, guys. Maybe we'll get to see Charmeleon by the time all the trainers on Nugget Bridge have been beaten.
Hey boys, what have I missed out on?
Well, Joe, I can tell you, I've been missing out on a shit ton of peace of quiet lately, but anyway, how did you kick Jizzy Joe out your head so fast?
Yeah, he was here a minute ago, and now he's just gone Joe. He was also meant to be the one battling Misty and then evolving Charmander before he left.
I thought you'd be happy with him gone, boys, but I seriously have no idea how I got rid of him. All I know is waking up here already in Cerulean City and battling this children on Nugget Bridge.
All right, well, it's still your job to beat Misty Joe. And then after that, it'll be Donald's turn to play. But putting this Psyduck to sleep was kind of a waste of time, you know?
Hey, leave it out, Obama. I put it to sleep since that's something I wish I could be doing right now instead of battling these boring trainers. They're so easy anyway. And also, when we played through Heart Gold, they weren't here.
Yeah, well, in the original games, Joe, they were here. And you have to beat them all to get the Nugget, which your alter ego was really looking forward to, by the way. And then we need to go see Bill.
Yeah, and I wonder if he's gone and turned himself into another Pokemon again, or if he's going to be normal this time.
Can we just talk about the kind of implications of having a machine like that? And also, imagine how much money you'd get for that machine, too. Bill would be like the richest person in the world.
Yeah, but it's kind of pointless too, Donald. What would you even do if you turned yourself into a Pokemon? Like, it's not that amazing.
Actually, it's very amazing, Joe. Imagine if you caught like a Suicune or Entei, and then you could turn yourself into that Pokemon. Then you'd also get their powers too, which means I'd be unstoppable. I could even turn into Mew, and then Mew can turn into every other Pokemon.
To be fair, that would be possible. You could get Mew and then become it, and then you'd be so OP. Donald's right, Joe. Bill would be the richest person in the world if he sold his designs.
See, Team Rocket haven't got the same genius mind as me. I think I should take over from Giovanni and run Team Rocket properly.
Still don't see the appeal, boys, although if I could use that machine, then I'd turn myself into Kamala, because then I'd have no needs for excuses to sleep.
Only you would use a machine like that for something as stupid as sleep, Joe. You're old anyway, so it's not like you need an excuse to have your little naps.
All right, well, I got the nugget from this guy, but hang on, he's just another Team Rocket member dressed in a disguise. Why would he give me that nugget, though? If I was him, I'd sell it.
Yeah, agreed, Joe. This guy isn't exactly the smartest person we've come across, is it? But anyway, I'd never say no to a free lump of gold. We can use the money to buy full restores for later.
I don't think we'll need many full restores, Donald. I'll get some hyper potions and full heals before any major battles. But this game isn't exactly the most difficult thing.
Yeah, I could probably beat most of it with my eyes closed. This game is no Emerald Kaizo, is it, boys?
Definitely not that broken-ass game, Joe. In fact, it kind of is like Emerald Kaizo in a way, but we're the ones with Pokemon with Max 4s and EVs.
True, Donald. Having a broken-ass Pokemon right off the bat is a nice change, and I have been enjoying just destroying everything that comes in our path without much difficulty. LMAO.
Right, good job, Joe. This little grunt moron is dead now, with his garbage Pokemon, too. Maybe this is the guy who actually goes to steal the power plant machine part in the later games, too.
But the power plant isn't even operational in this game, though, is it, Donald? It only gets restarted in gold and silver because they build that train line between Johto and Kanto.
Oh yeah, the train line. I want to know how many people actually use that in Heart Gold and Soul Silver, because it's something I'm sure everyone forgot about.
I didn't forget about it, Barry. Whenever I was bored, I'd hop on it and just go back and forth between Yodo and Kanto, because I could. Plus, you got the ticket from that copycat girl.
Hey, I want to ride that train now too, Donald. If you did it, then I have to do it too.
Joe, you're not the copycat too, so don't start that childish behavior. Plus, all the copycat girl did was dress up the same as we did for fun. You just do it to be a pain.
Joe, if you start copying me, then I'll just keep punching myself in the face, and then you'll have to do it too.
Well, that seems like a win-win for me, to be honest, boys. I say go for it. Joe, keep copying him. That's 2 birds with 1 stone.
I have no idea what any of what you said means, Barry, but sure, let's go with it. And look, I made it to Bill's house after having some of the most pointless Pokemon battles I've done against Oddish and Kakuna. That was all not worth watching.
Right, well, he's not very adventurous, is he? Why would he turn himself into that Pokemon when we listed of many, many other more better Pokemon to turn into?
Okay, well, you gotta press the button on that computer to turn him back into a human, and then he'll give us the ticket for the SS Anne.
Yo, I'm loving these cutscenes though. Boys, and they look really good in 3D. Imagine going from this to what Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl looked like.
Yeah, many people did make comments on that fact, Joe. Personally, I didn't like the chibi style of BDSP, and if they do that with the Unova remakes, then I will riot.
Joe, will you stop avoiding the Master Trainer battles or whatever they're called again? We need to do them to get TMs because you can't buy all of them and you can't find all of them either. The best ones are from those trainers.
Nah, I can't be bothered, Obama. I told you before I won't. When you two play, then you can go back and battle them if you want, and I won't say anything.
Joe, seriously, stop being such a little bitch and just go back and battle them. We haven't got time to argue, and the only thing left for you to do is battle Misty anyway.
Yeah, exactly, Donald. So the quicker I get that battle with Misty done, then the quicker you'll be able to play, isn't it? That's what you've wanted.
To be fair, you're right, Joe, but I also can't be bothered to battle those trainers, which means it'll be up to you, Obama, since Joe here isn't succumbing to our peer pressure.
Alrighty, well, here we go, boys. Time for the second gym badge, and Joe, please don't mess this up somehow. I don't know how you could, but I'm sure you would if you got the chance.
Barry, we are OP Pikachu with us, so this gym will be a cakewalk. Missy used to give me lots of trouble back in the day, but not anymore.
Well, the good thing about this gym, Joe, is if you want to, you can skip the other 2 trainers and go straight for Misty.
Yeah, let's get this shit done with Joe. After this cutie pie, we're heading straight for the gym battle to put Misty in her place.
How the hell did that Goldeen survive that hit throw from my Ivysaur? It should have died to that Vine Whip in 1 shot. What bullshit is this?
See, I'm telling you, they rig it sometimes, Joe. Goldeen belongs in a category slightly higher than Magikarp in terms of shit trash it is, and yet this is what happens.
All right, well, after Joe beats this gym, it'll be your turn, Donald, which means you can complain to your heart's content, but for now, shut the hell up so Joe can battle.
You know, I always wondered how old Misty is, boys.
Oh, dear God. Well, she's too young for you, Joe, before you start getting any ideas to flirt or do anything else with her.
I didn't mean it like that, Donald, you dumb fuck. I just meant she seems way too young to be a gym leader, yet here she is, as a gym leader. And her first Pokemon is that Psyduck who's always following her around like in the anime.
Wow, and you actually one-shot it, Joe. Well done. But it's her second Pokemon, which always gave everyone the most trouble. Starmie always used Confusion back in the day.
See, I told you this is rigged, Joe. How the hell does Water Gun do that much damage to Pikachu when it should have barely any effect to it?
Yeah, well, I used Thunder Wave to slow Starmie down. So let's see if that should be enough. Otherwise, Pikachu is just going to die to another Water Gun, which will make me look like a bad trainer.
To be fair, Joe, you could have just used another Zippy Zap or whatever that dumb move is, which is basically a Volt Tackle replacement.
Barry, shut up and Joe, hand me over the controller, because it's my turn to play now, bucko.
I haven't even left the building yet, Donald. Hang on. I mean, I'm even still in this battle. Holy hell.
All right, fine. Do your little high-five nonsense with Pikachu and then hand it over, Joe. I gotta storm my way through the next route and then show Lieutenant Surge who the real boss is around these parts.
You fail to remember that the next route is probably the shortest one in the entire series, Donald. Like it's just a straight line down for 10 steps, and then we're already in Vermilion City.
Yeah, but first we have to deal with this break-in, boys. Look at us presidents now. The people are going to think so highly when they find out we're personally doing the police's job for them.
You mean they'll be thinking highly of me, actually, Joe, since it's Donald J. Trump who's going to be solving the murder that's gone down in here?
Yeah, Donald, it's not actually a murder that's happened in here, dumbass. Someone just broke in looking for something.
And to the surprise of nobody, it's Team Rocket. Although, what could they want with this place Obama? It's not like they'll find a stash or rare candies or Master Balls in here, is it?
Well, technically speaking, Joe, no one should know the Master Ball even exists. So how about you stop revealing classified information like that?
Big deal, Donald. You're the one who used your action replay to hack in like 999 of them. And then you threatened to sell them all to the public to make more money, which you don't even need.
To be fair, Donald, you did try do that.
I did it for the greater good of us all, Obama. With all that money, we could have had an unlimited supply of max revives and full restores.
Hey, check it out, boys, finally. Our little Charmander is finally evolving into a yellow Charmeleon. See if you kept it as the normal color, Donald. We could have made nice comments about you being orange.
Yeah, well, this jaundice-colored Charmeleon will soon be one of Obama's people when it's a Charizard Joe, so big deal.
Donald, did you really need to say that, bro? And anyway, Charizard's shiny form is one of the best Pokemon to ever exist. And you know that's true, so clearly black is best here.
Say what you want about Charizard, but it is definitely one of the best Pokemon to exist, Donald. And I know you call everyone who likes it a simp, but you can't deny its greatness.
Oh yeah, I'll admit it's one of the best Pokemon to exist, Joe, just like how I think you're one of the best presidents we've ever had.
Hang on, what the hell did Gary just do to us boys?
Holy moly, I saw that too, Joe. He came in and gave Donald a big wet kissy. Oh, Mao. I didn't know you were into that, Donald.
Whoa, this guy did not just do that to me, boys. Who does he think he is? Only people of a certain caliber are allowed to smooch these luscious lips. And this fellow absolutely isn't one of them.
Okay, so he gives you a kiss, and then you give him a free ticket to go on the luxury ship, the SS Anne. Maybe I should go around and do that to people and see what they give me.
Yeah, if you do that, Joe, then the only thing you'll get is a prison cell right next to Donald.
If that happens, then I'll gladly take getting publicly executed than have Joe Biden as my cellmate. Can you imagine all the shit I'd have to deal with Obama? His constant moaning about how he can't see his favorite youngsters and then his relapses when he doesn't get his ice cream fix.
I'll disagree with you on the first part of your sentence, Donald, but the second part is probably true. I need at least 4 tubs of ice cream a day, otherwise I will have a major relapse. It's worse than a crack addict's too.
Yeah, well, you should know a lot about that too, Joe Elmao.
Well, anyway, here we are in Vermilion City, everyone, and the only thing to do here is head straight for that cruise ship Donald. You need to head there to get the first HM of this game from the captain.
Boys, this place takes me back. Don't you both agree? We were here way back in the first Pokemon game. We played on this channel being Pokemon Heart Gold. And we met Suicune here too, briefly.
Oh yeah, those were some awesome times, Donald. Lots of good memories from Pokemon Heart Gold. And after Sword and Shield, I think we should play Pokemon Storm Silver Nuzlocke Randomizer.
Yes, Joe, I'd be down for that. Great idea from you for once, actually. And since Donald did the first Nuzlocke randomizer of this game, I think I will do that one.
Yo Blue here just gave us the Chaleur Sable. I think that's an item from the Kalos region, but I wasn't reading anything else he said, so I have no idea what it does.
It's from Chaleur City, Donald, which is where that Corinna girl is from, and she's the gym leader there too, remember? We even get a Megastone from her.
Okay, well, it looks like Blue is also on the hunt for Team Rocket, apparently, boys, but for now, Donald, just head up the stairs. We don't have time to explore this place, since there's nothing of use here anyway.
Yeah, I wasn't gonna bother battling anyone in here anyway. Obama, we don't want to be too high-leveled for the Surge battle, even though I'll cream him. That Team Rocket grunt from earlier gave us the TM for dig, so I'm gonna spam that move in the gym to hell and back.
Well, looks like Blue here wants a rematch from the last time we battled him. And I wonder if he's managed to evolve any of his Pokemon now, too.
Well, he has this Pidgeotto now, Joe, which for some reason is able to resist our electric-type moves.
Yeah, I just realized why, Obama. It's because our Pikachu is built to be a special attacker, but because Joe's the definition of a moron, he's gone and taught it Zippy Zap, which is a physical attacking move, which is why our Pikachu hits the opponent as if it was getting slapped in the face by Joe.
Okay, well, wasn't expecting a lecture from Professor Donald today, but here we are. But at least you got Squirtle to level 16, Donald, which means it's also going to be evolving after this battle.
Yeah, and that means all the Kanto OG starter Pokemon will be at their second evolutions now, which is great, boys. Although the second stage shiny evolutions of all 3 Pokemon are a bit boring.
Gotta agree with you on that, sadly, Joe. I mean, Wartortle looks exactly the same, pretty much except it's a slightly different shade of blue, and its shell goes green.
Good tactical withdrawal of Pikachu right there, Donald. We'd have got creamed if you had left it out.
Can we use another word instead of creamed all the time, Obama? It's making me feel super uncomfortable.
Poor baby Biden isn't able to handle the speech of men it seems buried.
More than that, Donald. How aren't you able to handle battling this Eevee with a Charmeleon, too? You should have one-shot this garbage fox by now.
Yeah, see, Donald, he still has another Pokemon left after Eevee, too.
Joke's on you both. I just got the burn on Eevee, and now it's gonna die. See, I just wanted it to have as slow and painful death as possible. This little fox shit, as Obama put it, is trash, and I just sent it to where it belongs.
Wow, and he's actually gone and kept Oddish holy hell. That means he'll in fact have a Vileplume by the end of the game, Donald.
Oh great, and I've just been hit with the Sleepy Joe move. How comes when he uses sleep powder it works, but whenever I want to use it, it just misses?
The Sleepy Joe move, you serious, Donald? Although saying that imagine how great it would feel to have a Pokemon use sleep powder or hypnosis on you when you're having trouble sleeping at night.
No need for that, Joe. When all we need to do is put one of your White House speeches on and I'm out within 5 seconds.
Boys, I'm kind of messing this battle up a little bit. I have nothing to use against a goddamn Oddish, believe it or not, and now this guy is spamming acid like he's some goon from London.
Damn, Donald, that didn't need to be said either. But it's true you're about to get Ivysaur killed now.
Yeah, you just suicided our Ivysaur with that move, Donald. What was even the point of that then? You got a grass type killed against another grass type.
Well, this is actually the perfect opportunity to debut our little Squirtle before it evolves, boys. Now, this little fellow, I think, is one of the most popular Kanto starters, actually, in the later years, when everyone stopped picking Charmander.
And the little guy just proved why, because he one-shot that little broccoli Pokemon thing. And now he's evolving.
All right, yeah, you're right, Donald. Wartortle is just a darker shade of blue compared to the normal one, and his little ears look a different shade of white, too.
Yeah, Obama, you have no right to talk about shades of white, bro.
Donald, what the fuck, man? You know what I meant. So why do you be always making a thing out of things which aren't even things to begin with?
Now try say that sentence 5 times really fast.
Why do you be always making a thing out of things which aren't even things to begin with? Why do you be always making a thing out of things which aren't even things to begin with? Why do you be always making a thing out of things which aren't even things to begin with?
OMG, Donald, he wasn't being serious, you dumbass. Please stop. You sound like a parrot.
You're just jealous that I'm better at tongue twisters than you are, Obama. But hey, look, I got the first HM of the game with the absolute dumbest and least creative name possible. Choppy Chop. I mean, seriously, who came up with that shit?
What I don't get is we get the ticket to ride the ship, but then we just get off before it even leaves. So what's the point of all this?
All right, well, since the SS Ann just ditched us, boys, I headed straight for the gym, and it's time to battle the Surge.
Yeah, let's go, Donald. And after this gym is beaten, you got to hand the controller over to Obama, so don't forget that. And the funniest thing is, you've basically had the shortest amount of time to play.
This do be true, LMAO. And what's going to be more frustrating is this godforsaken gym. Out of every gym in the game ever, this one has to be the worst.
Yeah, finding the fucking switches in this place is so annoying. Whoever came up with this idea should be fired. Why would they have thought this was a fun idea? This is the opposite of what fun is.
Well, at least the gym battles will be easy once you get the switches, Donald. With Dig, we should be able to clean up in here. And you can thank Team Rocket for that, which is the ironic thing out of this whole situation.
You got to remember, though, that once you find the first switch, Donald, the second one will be right next to it, although I never know what that means since it could be in any direction.
Yeah, see, that's my point, Obama. This place isn't fun. And if you find the first switch but miss the second one, you then have to start all over again.
Oh, well, that was easy, LMAO. There's the switches already done, boys. Well done.
All right, so Surge here looks like he could be in the U.S. military, if you ask me. I think we should hire the guy.
Joe, why would you want to hire someone who's about to get destroyed by a 10-year-old child? Imagine the kind of general he'd end up being with that track record.
Okay, his first Pokemon is the suicide one, being Voltorb here. Should have expected that, though, since he's in the military.
And he thinks his little light screen is going to protect him from our Dig? What a noob, seriously. He should have considered we'd have that move.
In this game, he has 3 Pokemon, but I swear he only had 2 before. He had a Magneton and a Raichu, which brings us back lovely memories of Alola, doesn't it, boys?
Okay, well, he's got a Magnemite instead of a Magneton, Donald. He had one of those in the Heart Gold and Soul Silver post-game, but that was about it.
See, I knew Dig would do so much damage in here, boys. Donald, you're basically murdering his whole team, which is just excellent.
And yeah, here's the little rat himself. We know how strong this fellow's cousin is, but this one should have a quick, easy death like you put our one through in every single episode of Ultra Sun.
Wow, so of course this one would survive our dig attack, but if this was our Alolan one, it would have died to that dig in one shot.
Such is life, Obama. Every Pokemon game we play is rigged to be in the opponent's favor, but that just shows how good we are when we overcome the cheating occurring here.
Okay, well, that was the easiest Pokemon gym battle of my life, boys, and now I have to hand over the controller to Barry, which seems a little unfair if you ask me.
Well, at least we got the TM for Thunderbolt from him, Donald, which I'll be using a lot now, so hand over the controller, buddy.
All right, this is bullshit with how I barely got any time to play between Misty's gym and this one. You gotta let me have a longer go.
Donald, there are rules for a reason, and they're there to separate us from the animals, or whatever that line was in John Wick.
The only animal here is Obama for not letting me play longer, but here you go, you baboon, have at it then.
Excellent. And now Misty has escorted us to Diglett Cave, so we can make our way back to Pewter City, boys. This part of the game was always annoying since we basically go back to the start.
The worst part of this cave is that if you run into a Diglett, you sometimes have to battle them because they have that arena trap ability, which is just a pain in the ass.
You know, that's an ability which I constantly forget about, Joe. It's like so pointless unless you want to troll or catch roaming legendary Pokemon.
All right, well, we got out of there super fast, boys, and here we are back on Route 2, and from here we actually need to head west towards Rock Tunnel.
That's after we get ambushed by one of Professor Oak's assistants, who's going to teach us a new move, Barry.
Yeah, it's just that HM move for Flash, though, Donald. I mean, this is one that would make sense for Pikachu to learn, since it's an electric type.
Yeah, this move is called Light Up, another masterpiece in creativity by Game Freak there, boys. But anyway, with this move, we can light up dark places, and that's about it.
And Gary has just spawned in again out of the blue. If you pardon the pun, hey.
Very funny, Donald. But anyway, I skipped to Lavender Town since absolutely nothing of interest happened in the routes on the way here. And even Rock Tunnel was dead-ass boring, but this is where shit really starts to go down.
Yo, this place is super scary, boys. I hate ghosts, so I might have to leave until you've done everything you need to hear, Obama. Plus, the music just makes everything worse.
Yeah, I remember hearing those reports of kids getting hospitalized from the music or something like that in the OG games, Joe. Imagine that actually happening.
Okay, well, it's time to head right into the Pokemon Tower, Joe, so go hide under your bed covers if you really are scared.
No way I'm going to be a big boy and stay right here with you two, Barry. Plus, I can't let the people of our wonderful nation know I'm scared of virtual ghosts.
Well, it's a little too late for that, Joe, but the ghosts won't even appear until we get to the higher floors anyway. And can you believe they went and turned this place into a radio station in heart gold and soul silver?
True, Donald and I wonder what they did with all the dead Pokemon corpses when they renovated this place. But looks like we have a battle with Gary again before I turn into a Ghostbuster.
Why on earth would you want to have a battle in here of all places? Surely this is super disrespectful and just plain rude to all the dead Pokemon. No wonder the ghosts are mad.
Obama, don't try be a hero and beat Gloom with Pikachu. Just send out Charmeleon and get the job done, please.
Now, Donald, I bet Pikachu can just one-shot Gloom with Thunderbolt now. Just watch. I have faith.
Oh, for the love of God, this isn't going to end well. This is why you were so bad in Ultra Sun, Barry. You're meant to use the right tool for the right job, and the only tool here now is you.
Yeah, you were right, Donald, and now Pikachu has been hit with my favorite move. Why do you feel the need to keep pulling stunts like this, Obama? It's like you never learn.
Well, Pikachu is only asleep, Joe. It's not like it died, is it? I just thought we should use Pikachu a little more, too. That's all.
The only good it did was one-shotting that bird and then paralyzing this onion Pokemon. Other than that, it's complete garbage.
Well, technically, this particular Pikachu is the opposite of garbage, Donald, since its stats are boosted to hell and back. But hey, look, Gary actually has a brain and evolved his Eevee into my favorite evolution.
Great! Now I've been paralyzed. Why did he have to use a Thunderstone when he could have used another one instead? I mean, Jolteon is the most annoying out of the three in this game because of paralysis.
Wow. And you didn't even bother stocking up on any paralyzed heals or full heals, Obama. A trainer should be prepared for any eventuality, and now we're stuck.
Well, we have Dig still, Donald, and we know how well it did against Surge.
Yeah, but this guy, like every other opponent of ours, has a fetish for hyper potions and full restores, which just makes our life more interesting, doesn't it?
I can't wait till we get a Charizard, because then I'll teach Earthquake to it and nuke everything, boys, especially in double battles.
Well, how about you stop using such a shitty move like Dragon Rage and use Dig Obama? Dragon Rage only ever does 40 points of damage, and Jolteon can tank them.
You know, when we first started playing Pokemon, I always got anxious when Joe would play, but now I feel suicidal whenever I watch you play Obama. Both of you have like swapped places. Joe's got better and you've got worse.
Well, that's my W and his L, so I don't care. My ratings are sure going to surpass him now too, El Mao.
Yeah, we'll see about that, Joe. And hey, look, if you want to run, then do so now, because this is the ghost floor.
Yeah, these ghosts can teleport you to the bottom floor if they touch you, Obama. So don't get groped by them if you don't want to go back to square one.
That's your thing, Donald. Don't put that title on these poor ghosts who haven't even done anything to anyone.
I was expecting the ghosts to be way scarier, boys, but they just look really sad. I wonder why they're so upset.
I mean, I'd be upset if some rando trainer came into my home and started having battles and then start walking around the place like they own it.
And this place is full of mediums too, just like in Morty's gym and Giotto. The only thing is, I don't have any moves, which are super effective against ghost types yet.
Even if you did have super effective moves, you'd still do shit, Obama, so it's not like it would make a difference. So Mayo.
True, Joe. And to continue our point on how trash Obama is, he's gone and put Pikachu back to sleep, the fool. He's literally never learning.
Look, you two. I never expected Ghastly to put me to sleep, and I know you both weren't expecting that either. So cool it. I'm gonna win this battle anyway.
We shall see if your statement hold true, Obama. But now you've been burnt by Will-O-Wisp. This Ghastly is properly showing how bad you are, isn't it? And you don't even seem fazed.
Yeah, and now you think whipping it with Vine Whip is actually gonna help. Just because that's what Michael does to you, Barry, doesn't mean you have to take your feeling out on this medium.
You know, I wouldn't be surprised if Ivysaur gets killed by the burn too soon. And the funny thing is, the burn is actually doing more damage to you than your whipping is, Obama.
When will you both start actually being nice to me and providing useful conversation instead of this constant beration and bullying?
When you start playing like a human and not like an ape.
Hot damn, Donald came in like a freight train there. Obama, Mao, are you going to take that and not return fire?
I don't need to bother wasting my energy on an orange like him, which I could crush if I wanted and turn into orange juice.
Turning Donald into orange juice and then feeding him to people probably caused mass deaths in the country, Obama. More than your drone strikes ever caused.
Talking about toxic, we've just been hit by it now, Obama. War Turtle is gonna die if you don't cure it. I swear these Ghastlies know they're gonna die, but they want to piss us off first as much as possible.
All right, well, they're both dead, which means I can carry on with getting to the top of this place, and I really can't wait till we get to Celadon City where I can let Joe play again, because this abuse is unreal.
Well, this is the culprit causing all the trouble in this place, apparently, boys. It's a huge, chunky ghost this time, and it really wants us to leave.
Yeah, so it's just gonna sit there with its fat ass and block the path. The only thing to do now, Obama, is head back down and make your way to Celadon City.
Yeah, Celadon City, with probably the easiest gym ever being Grass Boys. I think the gym leader there is so forgetful too.
Oh, hey, it's Jesse, James, and Meowth again. And they're on about that Fuji fella who's apparently the boss of this town or something.
Hey, I have some lore about Fuji if you like, Joe. See from the Pokémon Origins anime series, Mr. Fuji was apparently one of the scientists who created Mewtwo and Cinnabar Island for Team Rocket.
Well, that's probably why they want to get a hold of him, to try and make another Mewtwo or something, boys. But hey, those three crooks just ran off with Cabone.
Yeah, and I made my way to Celadon City. This is where lots of things will be happening, like the gym battle, and then we need to storm the game corner.
The game corner in the older games were the best, Obama. I blew all my money in there and then they went and got rid of them because it promoted gambling, apparently.
Well, yeah, that would be the reason why they got rid of it, Donald. It made kids addicted, and you as well. But I agree the games were more fun back in the day, and all we get now is like Voltorb Switch or whatever the new mini games are.
Hey, I just taught a flying type move to Pikachu and got rid of Thunder. That move will be super helpful for the upcoming gym battle.
Yeah, good shot, Obama. The only thing you've done today which utilized some of your brain power, if there is any to begin with.
Hey, check it out. Brock is here, boys. He's come to check the girls in Celadon, apparently. And of course he gets away with it. But if I was to do that, then you two would call me Creepy Joe.
Yeah, Joe, because Brock is like 27 or something. And you're like 9,000 and shooting way above what you should be. And you're married.
Being married has never stopped you, though. Donald has it LMAO.
Just get your ass to the gym, Obama, you fool. Just because I called you an ape earlier doesn't give you the right to bring up marriage.
Don't worry, Donald. He's just jealous that he's married to a man whilst me and you are married to supermodels.
Joe, I'm sorry to say, but Jill is the exact opposite of what a supermodel is.
Yeah, I had to show this girl a cute Pokemon so we could enter the gym, and apparently War Turtle is cute. Now that's a Pokemon I wouldn't consider to be cute if you ask me, but each to their own, I guess.
Well, Joe thinks Jill is supermodel worthy, Obama, so yeah, each to their own indeed.
How about we talk about how Obama's brain is working still, and he's switched out to Charmeleon for this gym, which was very wise for once.
Yeah, Joe, I'm not an idiot. I have just been continuing my bad luck streak into this game now, apparently, but it's not big deal, really, is it?
Well, we're almost a Charizard, and the best fire-type move we have, it only Ember Still Obama, which isn't very useful, is it? Actually, all the moves our Charizard has are utter trash.
Yeah, well, which moves we have, Donald, is determined by you, I think, and I know Joe would agree with me on that, too. You got all these Pokemon, which means you also had ample opportunity to make sure they had decent moves.
All right, fine, Obama, if you're just gonna bitch at me, when I play next, I'll make sure our whole team has Judgment, Roar of Time, Shadow Force, Draco Meteor, and any other OP move to shut you up.
Yeah, those moves aren't even in this game to begin with, Donald. You can't do that even if you wanted to.
Let him do what he wants, Joe. The fool is all talk. But anyway, I've made it to Erika. And now I'll crush her and then give you the controller so Donald can start hurling abuses at you.
Just because Joe is playing after this battle, Barry doesn't mean I will stop reminding you of every bad play you've made, bro. But anyway, let's see how you do here.
Alrighty, the first Pokemon she sent out is Tangela. This Pokemon is like a cotton ball all scrunched up.
Yeah, you would know a lot about cotton, isn't it, Joe?
All right, Obama is finally punching back at us, Donald LMAO. I'll take that one on the chest, though, since I kind of deserved it.
And in other news, Erika is a hacker. Her grass types have probably been drugged to hell with herbs and weed, and they can somehow survive fire-type attacks.
All the gym leaders except our boy Brock is a hacker, Obama. But my least favorite out of the Kanto gym leaders has to be Koga, and then he somehow gets elevated to Elite Four status. Like, how the hell is that even possible?
He procreated and had a daughter, and that's how he elevated to Elite Four status.
Yeah, Joe, I don't think that's 100% true, but yeah, you could be onto something. None of the other leaders seem to have children, apparently, in Kanto, and only Koga made it to the Elite Four.
Blue should have been one of the Elite Four, or at least the last Elite Four member, in my view, Obama. Or they could add him as a fifth member and make it the Elite Five LMAO.
Elite Five doesn't really have the same ring to it, though, Donald.
And boom, there goes Vile Plume 2, boys. That's gym leader Erika beaten, and that's also our fourth gym badge, too, which means we're already halfway done.
And that also means your embarrassment streak is over to Obama, which is why you sounded so happy. So go on, pass the controller over to Sleepy Joe, and let's see if he can do better.
Okay, well, he's the one who will have to go to the ghost tower again.
Okay, boys, before we go back to that ghost tower, I need to storm the game corner. Now, Donald, I think this is a business you should get into. You'd never go bankrupt.
He has a point, Donald. You can do what Team Rocket is doing. Use the game corner as a front to make money for your evil schemes.
Okay, well, joke's on you both because I don't have any evil schemes. I just have schemes, which usually turn out to be bad before I know it, but oh well.
Hey, the reception we got on part one of this mini-series was amazing, boys. Everyone was surprised to see us play this game as fun as it is.
Yeah, thanks for the lovely reception on part one, everyone. This is only going to be a two-part mini-move sort of thing since we're going to be focusing on Sword and Shield a little more. But expect more videos like this to randomly pop up on your feed now and then.
Yeah, so remember to hit the like button and subscribe. And well done, Joe. You got that grunt to run away, which means you can press the secret button behind the poster.
Why are those two just sitting there gambling like that? They're the worst members of Team Rocket for sure. No wonder Giovanni sends them off to do the worst missions.
Why are you complaining about how bad the bad guys are being, Joe? That's just one less thing for you to deal with since we all know how scared you are of the Ghost Slater.
To be fair to him, by the time we go back, we should have that device thing, which will let us see what the ghosts are, even though we already told Joe.
Well, one thing I'd like to focus on is getting our team all evolved soon, boys. The 3 starter Pokemon are in the level 30s, and the others should be close too.
Joe, you need to get a Snorlax and a Lapras, which both don't require any evolutions, so the only Pokemon we have to evolve are the starters.
Is that before or after they die, thanks to Joe's useless strats? Which again, I can't really say anything about since I'm the one killing all our team.
Everyone voted that you're the worst anyway, Barry, so good luck recovering from that title. You're even worse than me, and everyone thought I would be the most useless.
To be fair, Joe, you're the one struggling to kill this shitty little Grimer, so you're both just as bad as each other in my view.
Well, I have nothing useful to deal with poison types right now, do I, Donald? And then I'll have to deal with that poison type gym later as well, which is going to be tragic.
You're just as tragic, Joe. I never had a battle this useless like you struggling to beat a purple blob.
And he finally did it, the goon. And now this guy is beat. Joe, you get to do one of the best things in this game, which is actually control Pikachu. I wish they'd introduce this into more games.
They did introduce it into Scarlet and Violet Donald. You get to run about as any Pokemon you like, I think, and attack things. And it's basically like Pokemon Grand Theft Auto.
Yeah, without the murdering and explosions, though. But anyway, this is still a super fun feature. And what you need to do, Joe, is control Pikachu to that Pokeball so we can get the special key.
If it was me, then I'd just tell Pikachu to use Thunderbolt on Jesse and James, since they're just standing there keeping guard. And somehow they beat us to that entrance when they were playing the slot machines only 2 minutes ago.
Look at Pikachu go, boys. He's so cute, running about with his little legs and tail flopping about the place like a dick.
Joe, what the fuck was that analogy?
Yeah, sometimes you don't need to ask Donald, but you went and did anyway, so if Joe gives you a weird answer, then that's on you, bro. Anyway, he got the key, which means we can storm into Giovanni's office.
Well, looks like we got a first battle, Jesse and James. Joe, don't mess this battle up like you just did with Grimer. That was embarrassing.
I got this, Donald. They have the same team again and again, and you two got our team stronger for me, so this battle will go by fast.
Yeah, they're still salty about us stealing the fossil from earlier. Holy hell. Talk about holding a grudge. And then they wonder why they never win with the Pokemon they have.
Okay, we got Charmeleon and Wartortle out first, Barry. Let's see what Joe can do with them then.
Okay, somehow these two idiots have stronger Pokemon than me, Donald. Why didn't you or Obama do more training to help me out a little? I mean, you could have done more Obama since you played last.
Tough shit, Joe. And anyway, you already know the strat for double battles, which is attack one of the Pokemon and then move on to the other. Makes life so much easier, kids.
All right, but these two are doing quite a bit of damage to us with their poison moves, which means, Joe, you got to do some training after this battle.
Okay, well, I got Wheezing down. Now all that's left is Arbok. But yeah, I think I will have to do some training. At least we know they can't evolve anymore and won't get any other Pokemon.
I am still waiting for the Pokemon game in which we can travel to every single region and beat all the gyms and Elite Four and then battle all the champions to become the best.
The closest we've had to that is Gold and Silver, since you can go to Kanto after beating everything in Johto.
Heart Gold and Soul Silver are still my favorite games of all time. But that leads me on to the question of this video, which is, what's the first Pokemon game you played?
I played Pokemon Red, Blue, Green, and Yellow all at once, Donald, as that was one of the best days of my life.
Yeah, Barry, if you heard what I said, then you'd know I wasn't asking your shadow ass. But hey, look, Team Rocket ran off, and here we are getting introduced to Archer and Giovanni.
Oh, what the hell? Now I have to battle this guy. And of course, he'd have a Wheezing too. It's like Team Rocket simp for Wheezing or something, boys.
Well, they are a toxic, evil team, Joe, so it makes sense they'd use a lot of poison types, except for the boss man, who seems to enjoy using ground types for some reason.
Okay, as we just saw from the battle with Jesse and James just now, we get wrecked whenever we battle poison types, and it's now going to happen again.
Yeah, I don't really have a strat for this one, Donald. I'm just going to use Dragon Rage since it always does 40 damage and hope for the best.
Okay, well, Joe, you got Charmeleon in the red zone already, and on top of that, we're poison. So now, what are you going to do?
The poison is going to kill us, but at least Wheezing is dead, so let's see what his next Pokemon will be.
I'm just going to send out Wartortle and hope for the best, boys. Wartortle is always a great Pokemon.
Yeah, not like we have any other options until we know who he's going to send out.
Oh, of course he'd send out the bat. All right, Joe, you know what to do. Return the turtle and send out the rat to battle this thing. One Thunderbolt should do it.
Okay, yeah, Wartortle isn't doing any damage at all. All right, I'll send out the rat since Electric will nuke this bat.
At least he only has 2 Pokemon, though, but after this battle, Joe, we're probably going to have to battle Giovanni himself. So consider this a warm-up.
Yeah, Joe Giovanni is super strong, although he'll probably only have a Raiden for now. I remember that DLC in Heart Gold where he appeared in that cave.
I remember that DLC, Donald, but the best part of that game was the Arceus DLC where he creates a Pokemon right in front of us.
That DLC was the best because me and you got to do it. Joe and Donald, who loves Arceus more than himself, never got to LMAO.
Shut up, Barry. I don't want to relive that memory. And look, the boss man has Cabone right there with him. Poor little thing must be scared. You got to save it, Joe.
Okay, here we go. The boss man only have 2 Pokemon as well, which makes things a lot easier for me. And if he has ground types, then all I need to do is use grass or water.
Oh yeah, of course, he'd have a Persian too. This thing is a normal type, but we don't have any fighting types yet, Joe. So I say just spam every attack you can.
Okay, well, looks like Ivysaur is going to die now, so Joe better switch out. You're already doing garbage in this battle.
You can't attack with your evil words like that, Donald. Before the battle started, you were going on about how tough this would be, and now you've shown your true colors.
Joe, I never need to show my true colors because I'm always black and dark and evil.
Actually, I think you'll find I'm the black guy here, but all right, Donald. Anyway, Pikachu is about to die to Persian if you're not careful, Joe.
That's why I'm popping the drugs on Pikachu. I can't let our yellow little fellow die to a cat. It's time for Jerry to get revenge on Tom.
All Persian is doing is using Slash, which means it has a high chance of getting a critical hit on us, Joe. You better buy some more potions for later, though, since Obama will need them. LMAO.
I think Donald glitched halfway through the end of his sentence there. But anyway, good job on taking out Persian Joe, and now his next Pokemon is a Raiden.
Yeah, and this is the perfect time to send out War Turtle, although we really need some better water-type moves on the guy.
Those will come in time, Joe. All we really need on it is Surf, though. And maybe Hydro Cannon when it's fully evolved. Other than that, there isn't many decent water moves in this game yet.
Wow, you actually one-shot it, Joe. Well done. This battle with Bossman was actually easier than with Archer. Who's his subordinate?
Yeah, just like how you both are my subordinates. The hierarchy here is as follows. I'm the leader, then it's Barry, and finally you're at the bottom, Joe. Although saying that, I'm tempted to swap you with Obama since he's the worst Pokemon trainer now.
Yeah, for once I think I should be above one of you, and I did just nuke Boss Man, although if we put Obama at the bottom, Donald, then it might be the R word.
Yeah, Joe, it's absolutely not the R word. Let Obama cry, since the tables have turned on our pecking order. Obama can now have the scraps whilst you and I get the good stuff.
What good stuff are you on about, Donald, exactly? There isn't anything good going on right now.
Yes, there is, Obama. You get to do all the shit battles going forward, whilst my bestie for Resty and myself get to do all the good battles and fun things. I think you should even do the training for us going forward, too.
Yeah, that's starting to sound like a word beginning with S. Donald, but either way, all the kind of stuff is beneath me.
Okay, boys, I've put on my big boy pants, and I'm about to face my fears and take on the ghosts in here with my Silph scope. With this thing, my fear will be reduced greatly.
Hang on, Joe. I gotta go back a few steps here and ask Obama why I think I'm enslaving him.
Because I can't be doing Joe's usual work just like that, Donald. And then you've gone and called him your bestie for Resties too, which is utter bullshit.
Sorry to interrupt your little argument, but can we talk about how good these graphics are? Just look at these animations. They're top tier stuff, and I want more of it in all future games.
That's cool and all, Joe, but how comes Cubone can suddenly see what the ghost is when we're the ones wearing the goggles?
Donald, shut it, bro. This scene is super emotional, and I'm starting to tear up. He got reunited with his dead mother after Team Rocket beat that Marowak to death with a crowbar.
Holy hell, that's pretty dark, Barry. Did they actually do that to the poor Marowak, which for some reason wasn't able to defend itself, which also makes no sense?
All right, yeah, I agree with you, Joseph. That Marowak kind of deserved to die if it got itself killed by a human. I mean, it could have used Earthquake or something on Team Rocket, but no, it just died.
Alrighty, Donald, no need to get violent like that. And Joe's made it to the top of the tower, and here's Mr. Fuji.
But of course, first I have to deal with these two again. Why do these two have to keep popping up at the most random and annoying points in the game?
Yeah, and they always give you a good old challenge, don't they, Joseph?
Can you stop calling me that, Donald? My name is Joe Biden, not Joseph Biden. And the last battle was the last time these two will give me a challenge.
We shall see if that statement of yours is even true now, Joseph. And yeah, I think I'll be calling you that a lot more now, too, since you love it so much.
Oh, I see one of you did a little training between Celadon City and this place, and you only managed to train our team up one level, which is just useless, really, isn't it?
Well, Donald, these two on the field right now are basically going to be evolving soon, aren't they? They're almost at level 36, and the lizard is as well.
All they're able to do is survive the poison-type attacks a little more, Joe, and other than that, they're not doing anything else.
Well, Weezing died a lot faster this time around, and Arbok is getting close to death too. And you can't deny this battle is going along much better than the last one did.
Arbok still has almost 100 health, Joe, so what are you on about saying it's almost dead? You're closer to death than this virtual snake even.
Talking about a current active president's death is a sin, I'm pretty sure, Donald, which means I'll be adding another 100 years to your prison sentence.
Hey, add as many years as you want, Joe. I'm almost the same age as you, so what difference does it really make? But you did, in fact, beat Arbok a lot faster, so I'll be nice and say, well done.
You know, I think this team really needs some training done, and I don't mind doing some training as it will benefit all three of us in the long run. That battle shouldn't have taken as long as it did.
Okay, Well, they ran off now, which means your boy here just saved Mr. Fuji, and I just want to say that he has one of the best names I've ever heard. Imagine being named after a mountain.
And he gave us the poke flute too, which we can use to wake you up, Joe, if you fall asleep during the recording sessions.
All right, well, that will help us wake Snorlax up. And that's about everything there is to do in Lavender Town now, which means you got to head down South Joe to the next city, which is Fuchsia.
I just realized that Joe gets to play the longest out of the three of us, Obama, since the next few routes are like the longest ones in the world.
I get to play the most because I'm now the best of us three, Donald.
You know what, Joe? Fine by me, actually. You can play this part of the game as much as you like. I seriously don't mind at all.
Oh yeah, Donald, I agree. He can play the next part without hearing a complaint from us because we're just such good friends.
I know what you're both doing, but it's my turn to play anyway, so I'll just get through it. I'm pretty sure we just did talk about how long this route is going to be and the one following it as well.
Okay, well, something important is actually about to happen, Joe. There's going to be that Snorlax here, and it'll be your chance to catch it too, so we can add it to our team.
Oh, here's the fat oaf, looking just like how you sleep in bed, Donald LMO. And now this will be the next member for our team. I even stocked up on some great balls too.
You're probably going to need Ultra Balls to beat this thing just or catch it anyway. Snorlax is pretty tough, and we don't have any status moves.
I swear this is like the first Pokemon we actually battle and catch. Normally, isn't it, boys? All the other ones in this game are caught in the same way it's done on Pokemon Go.
Oh, boys, looks like I did, in fact, not buy any Pokeballs. Hey, sorry.
Wow. And I forgot we had sleep powder, not like it makes a difference anymore now since we have nothing to catch Snorlax with. Joe, you may say you're better than me at being a Pokemon trainer, but you're actually useless.
In Joe's defense, this is actually fine, since we'll get another chance to catch Snorlax later on, Barry. Usually I'd also rip into him for being useless, but I'll let him off this time.
Yeah, thanks, Donald, and Obama can go to hell. I have been playing better than you since this series began, and just because I forgot my balls doesn't mean I deserve your wrath.
I'll rip off your other 2 balls for fucking this up, Joe. And Donald, he's gone and messed this up, and the next one is our last chance. So what if he fucks that one up too?
If he does, then I'll just make a phone call and get us a shiny one, Barry. Which, to be honest, is what I was going to do anyway.
If you're just going to make another phone call, Donald, then why am I wasting my time trying to catch Snorlax when I could just wait for you to do it all for me? I'm wasting my time.
Yeah, see, now I'll agree with you, Joseph. Donald, you may as well make your little Russian phone call to your old buddy over there and make him send us the shiny Snorlax.
No, Joe has to catch it first. He needs to feel like he's done something and get a feeling of pride and accomplishment before he gets shiny Snorlax.
You just said exactly what EA said in the most downvoted Reddit post in history, Donald, when they were scamming everyone with that Star Wars game, the bastards.
Yeah, you basically said that, Donald. You quoted EA, thinking we wouldn't notice, but even Joe caught on to it, although we don't have the means to make Russian phone calls, so I guess we're going to have to play your little game.
Yeah, fine. What if I did quote them? They're the most hated company to work for in the US of A. By the way, LMAO, their business practices are worse than even me, believe it or not.
Hey, you two, check it out. I finally got Ivysaur to evolve into its ultimate final form. We're going to have ourselves a Venusaur now.
And here's the shiny green Titan boy. He looks so magnificent and glorious and green and lovely.
Okay, Joe, I see you made it to Fuchsia City. What happened to everything else?
What happened was absolutely nothing, Donald. So for the sake of keeping our viewers entertained, I skipped to Fuchsia City. Literally nothing happened in the route we just went through, and even I was bored to death.
The music in this town is super nice, though. It's still got that OG music vibes, but with that new modern touch.
Hey, Joe, you can teach Pikachu another move in here with that dude. Maybe we can learn a move which will help us with the next gym, since it's going to be poison.
There is no way we'll be able to learn a move to help us with Koga or Janine, or whoever it is in there, but yeah, may as well learn a new move for the sake of it.
Splashy Splash is solid Joe. Another great water-type move for us to learn, which will probably put War Turtle out of business.
Okay, we're heading into the gym now, boys. Like mentioned earlier, this is Koga's gym because he is apparently not a member of the Elite Four yet.
Yeah, they should have picked Sabrina instead. She's so OP compared to this fool who no one can even remember anyway, which is probably why he's an Elite Four member now.
I agree with that take, Barry. But here we go, the first battle in this gym with one of the most annoying puzzles ever. This place is full of invisible walls and the like, which we'll have to navigate through.
Yep, And our man here wants to increase the annoyance levels by using Protect on his Pokemon, which we should absolutely not be childish about, LMAO.
Yeah, never liked Muck, to be honest, and my hatred for it started at the anime when Ash caught one and then ditched it forever, which is probably the best thing he's ever done.
And it's giving you so much grief, Joe. We got hit with the poison now, so I hope you're stocked up on antidotes or full heals. We're gonna get poisoned in here a lot, I bet.
Okay, it's dead now, though. We don't really have anything useful against poison types at the moment, but I'm sure Pikachu should be able to handle most things in here.
Hey, I got our Charmeleon to level 36 through, boys, which is great because it'll evolve now and we'll be able to use Charizard in the gym battle. Only if we had Mega Evolution, then I'd really clean up in here.
Wow, this guy really knows he's gonna lose and is going all out with the Protects and all that.
Let him do what he wants, Donald. I so got this battle done, and then we can see our new Pokemon evolve. This evolution is probably the best one we'll see in this game.
Let's hope so, except Pikachu is close to dying unless you heal it soon, Joey. You can't go into the gym battle with one Pokemon down.
If I don't have any full heals or anything in the bag, then it's one of your faults, not mine. Whoever plays last has to make sure the bag is all stocked up with items for the next person.
Joe, that's a very fair system you came up with, and none of us are probably gonna do what you said.
Okay, well, it was just a suggestion, and since you're playing next, I was gonna be a good friend and make sure your bag is full, but now you said that I'll empty the bag of items instead. M-A-O!
Joe is literally glitching out mid-sentence. But anyway, fine, Joe, we'll make sure the bag is full for you as long as you make sure the bag is all stocked up with rare candies for me. At least 500 of them.
Donald, how about you shut the hell up, because Joe's made it to the gym battle now with Koga. And we're gonna get properly poisoned up.
Oh yeah, I forgot this guy thinks he's some sort of ninja, although those smoke bombs are pretty neat. We should get us some of those, I think, boys.
He's probably getting his coughing to use smokescreen or something, Joe. But anyway, this is his first Pokemon, which we should have seen coming. I really don't like it, though.
Yeah, so I decided to lead off with a light screen attack, which isn't really an attack, but oh well. Let's hope those poison moves won't do much damage to us now.
And wow, didn't see that one coming. That coughing used the Obamna move against us. Remember, I taught that move to our Vanillux and Pokemon Ultra Sun Boys, and it became our favorite move.
It wasn't my favorite move, but it did actually help us take out Ultra Necrozma amazingly. Also, Joe, when the hell did you evolve Wartortle into Blastoise?
Well, Barry, I evolved it halfway through that long route, whatever was Route 13 or something. But anyway, I wanted to surprise you both. So what do you think?
I mean, it's a cool Pokemon, I guess. I don't like how its Mega Evolution looks, though. Especially compared to Charizard X.
Oh my God, this guy has Muck with Protect. Too seriously? So that first trainer we battled in here probably learned under Koga, and the best thing he took from his knowledge is how to piss off any trainers.
Yeah, we can add this to the list of reasons why this gym sucks ass. I mean, even Janine in Pokemon Heart Gold and Soul Silver wasn't this bad, and she was completely pointless too.
Well, this is gym number 5, actually, which means we will only have 3 gyms left after this. Everyone has loved this mini-series, so if you have any other suggestions for a mini-series we could make, then leave a comment below.
Yeah, good idea, Obama. And with this surf, I think Muck is going to die, thank God. But I think it also means Blastoise is going to have to take the L as well since it's poisoned.
This guy has 4 Pokemon, guys. Did you notice that? I swear back in the OG games, the gym leaders never had more than 3 Pokemon to begin with until like the later ones.
Yeah, even some members of the Elite Four only have 4 Pokemon, and here we have Koga with 4, and he's only the 5th gym leader too. I guess he was already preparing to be an Elite Four member at this point.
Boys, I'm going to pop some revives on our Pokemon here, especially Pikachu, since on Thunderbolt should be enough to take out Golbat.
That's if you ever get a hit off on it, since this guy's going to be even more annoying and use Fly now. His favorite moves are Protect and Fly.
Fly won't do much damage to Charizard, though Donald, since it's also part flying type. And Golbat can fly away all it wants because it only has a 95% accuracy rating, which means it'll miss easily.
Check it out, boys. Pikachu is back and ready to kill the virus bat here. Although using a Crobat on the team is something I definitely enjoyed. We need to do that again one day.
Crobat wasn't even introduced until Gen 2 Joseph. But yeah, it's still a great Pokemon, except I dislike its shiny form a lot.
Yeah, I think shiny Crobat should have been completely black in color. And then they could have made it look something like Batman.
Holy hell, this guy is an absolute troll. I swear he has Protect on every single Pokemon in his party. He knows he's going to lose, and yet wants to make our life miserable.
Yeah, but our Pikachu is way faster, Obama. Golbat may be fast, but it just died to our Thunderbolt, thank God.
Yeah, you're doing pretty well here, actually, Joe. And now we only have one Pokemon left, and it's Venomoth. I feel like his entire Pokemon lineup is literally just bug types with poison on the side, except the bat.
I think Pikachu should be able to outspeed Venomoth as well, though. A couple Thunderbolts and maybe a Surf should be enough to nuke this guy.
But of course he has his ritual of using Protect and wasting everyone's time first. I can't wait for this battle to be done with, and then we never have to deal with this ridiculous move ever again.
Okay, wow, somehow Thunderbolt didn't kill it, and then we almost get taken out by Bug Buzz. This is exactly like Guzma's Masquerain from Pokemon Ultra Sun Boys.
Now that Pokemon was 10 times worse, Donald. It literally sweeped our entire team when Obama was playing, although it was Obama playing and he is trash.
This do be true. He is utter garbage, MFAO. But anyway, well done, Joe. Now hand over the controller to me, thank you very much. It's time for the real Pokemon champion to take over and show you peasants how it's done.
Yeah, fine, Donald, go ahead. We can head up north towards Saffron City now, actually, and you get to battle Sabrina.
Yeah, I just made a quick cut, boys, since nothing happened on Cycling Road of Interest, but check it out. We have the other Snorlax here, and I will be catching this and naming it Joe.
Donald, you better not fucking do that, bro. If anything, it's a fat loaf like you, so I think we should name it Donald.
Joe, I'm the one battling it and will be the one catching it too. So I get to choose what Snorlax is named, and the amount of times you've named me after garbage Pokemon is infinite. So I get to name one after you now.
Sorry, Joe, but I agree with Donnie on this one. Naming it after you is fitting since this guy just loves using Recover and Rest and restoring all its health.
The loser doesn't even have any balls to catch it with, so I guess you can't name it after me, Donald.
Oh, wait a sec. Joke's on you, Joe, because I forgot in this game you first have to take the Pokemon out completely, and then you get the chance to catch it. So all I have to do is knock this fellow out.
Oh, hot damn, this is so unfair. I can't believe you're actually going to carry out with your evil scheme. Well, if you're going to do this, I'm going to make sure to find the most worst Pokemon ever and name it after you.
If you want to do that, Joe, then all you need to do is catch a Jinx and name it after him. Jinx is everyone's most hated Pokemon, or at least it's not the best, so naming it Donald would be perfect.
Yeah, I'll go find the name raider person later and name it after you, Joseph LMFAO. But anyway, boys, here we are in Celadon. I thought this was going to be Saffron, but apparently not.
I would tell you where Saffron is, Donald, but since you're being a meanie bo-beanie to me and naming me after fat Pokemon, I won't be helping you.
Donald, you can check the map inside of a Pokemon Center if you want to know where to go next, although I'm pretty sure Saffron is literally one city to the right of us now.
Yeah, it is, but the dumbass couldn't even work that out. At least I have a good sense of direction. And by the way, Donald, you get to play for the shortest amount of time again since Sabrina is literally there, LMAO.
You have a good sense of direction, but your memory is still god-awful Joe. Because if you'd remember properly, I actually have to battle Team Rocket in the Silph Co building first.
Oh God, yeah, all that. Well, Donald, I don't actually mind you doing that since it's probably the most annoying part of this game along with the Lavender Tower part. But we do get that free Lapras in there, so don't forget that.
Yeah, Lapras is just chilling in this place. And then for some reason, we get it for free without even doing anything difficult.
Yeah, I did always wonder about that, but I'm not complaining. Who doesn't love Lapras? And if you do actually hate it, then I will hunt you down and make you pay for your Lapras hate.
We will all hunt you down, but hey, look, Donald, it's Blue again. Always good to see him around and about, but what does he even do now? Like he was champion and then got beat, but Red stepped down, so he should be champ again.
For now, Blue seems to be hunting down Team Rocket members like we are and is going to help us stop them. But other than that, he probably has a super chill life now or something.
Okay, this literally makes no sense, boys. Blue here thinks that having a battle with us first is more important than taking on Team Rocket.
Yeah, and looks like I'm first, Joe. This should be interesting, though, and I guess this will be the only time we'll get to battle him.
Okay, his first Pokemon is the Egg Tree one. I think the Alolan form of this Pokemon is better, though, but still a great Pokemon, in my opinion.
Hey, since our Pikachu is now basically Mew, and is learning every type of move, do you two think we'll get to teach it a Fire type 1 at some point? I mean, it would make sense since it can learn Splashy Splash.
I think that would be overkill, Joe, but if you want, I can always use my Russian hacking skills and teach Pikachu like Blast Burn or Overheat if you want.
Well, actually, we don't need Fire Donald. since we have a flying type movie, which means dealing with grass type Pokemon with Pikachu will be easy peasy.
Yeah, good job there, Donald. And now his second Pokemon is Charizard, with I didn't expect him to have, but all right then.
I think Blue should have Blastoise since he is, you know, blue, but whatever. Pikachu is the perfect Pokemon to take this on anyway.
Oh, I just realized he only has 2 Pokemon as well, Donald. So this will be a quick and easy battle. It would be fun if we got to battle Blue at full power, though.
We might be able to later, Joe, but anyway, that concludes that battle. So now we can make our way through the Silph Co building, boys.
Yeah, the longest part of the game, I think, but at least after this, we will leave this place with a Lapras, a Master Ball, and then a gym badge after I destroy Sabrina.
Okay, here goes the onslaught of Team Rocket grunts, but we'll probably skip to only the important bits for the sake of time, since this episode is going to be another long one.
Yeah, this battle against the Zubat is clearly important, Joe, you dummy. And knowing Team Rocket, he probably has 2 of them, isn't it?
Okay, maybe this bit could have been skipped too. I mean, who the hell would have a level 33 Zubat without evolving it?
Someone needs to explain to us why they make some trainers have the lowest evolved stage of a Pokemon at such a high level sometimes.
Well, his second Pokemon was in fact Golbat, but still at level 33, you could even have a Crobat. But that's not in the game yet, so we'll let this slide.
Yeah, and this is the guy who everyone loves the most, boys, since he's the fellow who gives us the Lapras. And I think it's the only time in the game you can get one.
We also get a free rare candy too, which I'm sure will make Donald happy, so go on, Donald, and use your rare candy since we know you want to drug the team up.
Using rare candies in a game where you can get them legitimately isn't illegal, Barry. It's not like I'm doping or something, is it? If they give it to you for free, then what's the issue?
The fact that you're justifying you using rare candies like this shows, you know, it's a bit of a cheap move, Donald, let's be honest.
I literally have no idea what you're on about now, and would also prefer you not to talk to me again either. So, Joe, have you got anything useful to say?
Well, this is basically the end of this maze of a building. So that's something positive, don't you both think? And Gary here will be the one to take on Archer here, which means we can head straight for the boss man.
Is that before or after getting interrupted by Jesse and James again, and obviously having to battle them too?
Well, while we do this battle, Barry, we can talk about the new Pokemon game coming out in 2025 being Pokemon ZA, which we're super excited about.
Hell yeah, and it's a new Pokemon Legends game too, which everyone loved when the first one came out, being Legends Arceus. But this one is going to be based of the Kalos region, and we're getting a story about our boy Zygarde.
You can all expect a playthrough of that game when it comes out, everyone, and we're going to be super excited to head back to Kalos after our playthrough of Pokemon X and Y.
Yeah, but I wonder what the story will be in this game, boys. I want to see more lore about that huge Pokemon war and see AZ use that ultimate weapon thing. That would be so cool.
I'd also like to see that, actually. And I bet Obama would love to see that explosion more than anyone else, LMAO.
Okay, well, in other news, we have Jesse and James beat, which is great, and that means we can storm into the CEO's office room thing and see what Giovanni, boss man, is up to in there.
They're only in here to get the Master Ball, remember, and that shouldn't even be public knowledge, and yet somehow Team Rocket knows about it, but I guess they must have spies everywhere.
Yeah, and then the CEO gives it to us, which is great because we can go catch Mewtwo and make him our friend, and then go show Giovanni who the real boss man is.
First, we gotta battle him, though, Joe, and we already did this once before in the Pokemon Ultra Sun postgame, so let's see how his team will compare with this one we have now, although we have 3 Pokemon, which are super effective against his whole team.
Well, he's obviously going to be sending out Persian again, since that Pokemon is always by his side, and then cue all the ground types.
Yeah, he's a ground type gym leader, but has Persian, which is a normal type, so that makes no sense. And to be honest, he's not even a difficult trainer or gym leader to battle anyway.
Yeah, so Venusaur should be enough to handle the rest of his team since his next Pokemon here is Rhydon.
You know, out of every Pokemon they choose to ride and race with in Kalos, they choose Rhyhorn, which sounds like the least comfortable Pokemon for that activity.
Yeah, true, Joseph, but hey, it would be cool to actually take part in proper Rhyhorn races in the new Legends Zia game, don't you both think?
Racing Pokemon, or at least adding some side mini-games, is things they should really add instead of a post-game, and then nothing else.
I love making Poffins in Sinnoh, and I know even if you won't admit it, Dunny, that you love doing the Pokemon contests in Hoenn and getting all the ribbons in Pokemon a Master It contests.
Yeah, all right. I'll admit I enjoyed the contests. But I only did them because of that one stupid girl in the resort area in Sinnoh who wouldn't let you in the building unless you had a bunch of ribbons.
And then you tried to justify why wasting all your money on a ribbon that costs $1 million poke dollars or whatever the currency was is okay.
Yeah, I did that to show all the peasants in Sinnoh who the real champion is, with my champion title and then master at the Pokemon contest. But hey, look, I beat Giovanni really easily, so now he can go cry about it.
And nice we got the Master Ball, too. Not that we really have anything to use it on, but at least you can head for the 6th gym battle now, Donald.
I want someone to tell me why Blaine is considered to be the 7th gym leader in this game, because he absolutely shouldn't be. It's like Candace in Sinnoh. All you need is Infernup to nuke her team, and the same for Blaine with Lapras or Blastoise.
Well, Lapras is part ice type too. Remember, Donald? But I think the water nullifies it. Either way, Blastoise is the better option. Unless he has a Pokemon with Solar Beam like Charizard can learn.
Oh, hey, I forgot about lures in this game, boys. What a cool item.
Yeah, we all know what you'd use them on Joe L. Mao sitting outside the trainer school with your Max lures,
Wow, so funny, Donald. We all know what you'd use Max lures on, too, just so you know.
Donald has many different options to use his Max lures on Joe, whilst your demographic consists of only one thing. But anyway, here we are at the gym, boys.
Yeah, and if some of you are wondering what happened to the gym puzzle clip, well, we spent the last 30 minutes watching a guide on how to navigate this dumb place since we kept getting lost. So we thought watching the gym battle would have been more interesting.
Yep, sadly we have no sense of direction, and that includes yours truly. But here we go, battling a Mr. Mime right off the bat. And her team has definitely advanced since the last time we saw her in a game.
The last time we battled her was actually when Joe played Pokemon Heart Gold back in the day. Donald and I think this team of hers is actually a little easier than when he battled her.
It's only easier because when Joe battled her in the Heart Gold postgame, Barry, her team was way higher leveled, and I could have taken her at her strongest too, just FYI.
Yeah, you would say that, Donald, but I was the one to beat her, not you, so there.
Well, I just one-shot her, Mr. Mime Joe, which is something you couldn't do, and I did it with a Pikachu at that, which is probably unheard of.
To be fair, this Pikachu is broken as hell. And you had a super effective move to use against Mr. Mime as well, Donald, so I wouldn't exactly say it's something to be proud of, really.
Whatever, Obama, I'm still cleaning up in this gym, and I took out her Slowbro too. The only problem Pokemon in here will be Alakazam, but other than him, this will be a walk in the park.
LMFAO Sabrina is sending out your wife now, Donald, so what Pokemon are you going to use to take it out?
Okay, I had a lot of respect for Sabrina up until this point, boys. I can't believe she'd feel the need to use a Jinx of all things seriously. How can you have this Pokemon with you and not confuse it with a human?
I think this is something everyone will agree with, Donald. And there's a reason why it never appears in the anime as well. This Pokemon should be canceled.
Yes, I also agree, boys. I mean, just look at it. Its big bust and arms waving about like that, and then the hair as well. This thing just should not exist.
And that's why I got rid of it as fast as possible, Joe. And I don't want to wake up in the middle of the night and imagine a Jinx sleeping next to me.
I see you got shiny Snorlax in the end, Donald, but its shiny version is absolute garbage if you ask me. I mean, it looks exactly the same.
Yeah, can't lie, Snorlax is so bad as a shiny. They were so lazy and just made it a different shade of blue.
Complain all you want you to, but this chonky boy just helped us take out arguably the toughest gym battle in this game, and in any other game too, if you ask me. Although Whitney beats Sabrina, I think.
Yeah, Whitney is the winner of toughest gym battles, and I'd say Volkner is pretty tough in Sinnoh.
I think the toughest gym leader in Sinnoh is Fantina Obama. She's so annoying and uses cheap tactics to win, like hypnosis, which is kind of like Whitney with the attract.
Okay, you two, I flew back to Pallet Town and healed up as well in the process, since now we have to head to Cinnabar Island, where Blaine's gym is located.
Gotta say, the surfing animation in this game is just too cool, boys. This is what it should have been, I think, and Pikachu is on the front surfing with us.
Oh yeah, since you beat Sabrina, Donald, it means it's my turn to play now, so hand over the controller, bro. You didn't think I'd forget, did you?
I was banking on you pulling a Joe Biden and forgetting Barry, since your current Pokemon trainer track record is atrocious to say the least.
Yeah, we didn't want to tell you, but to be fair, we're only battling Blaine now, and with Blastoise, so there's no way he can mess this up.
All right, let's see how well Obama does then. So go ahead, Barry, take over. And also, we got to get the key from the Pokemon Mansion first. This part of the game never makes sense to me, though.
Yeah, so the backstory of this place is that It was where Mewtwo was made or something by the Team Rocket scientists, and they also cloned Mew's DNA here too.
You would have thought they'd have more of a secret base kind of deal going on to perform highly illegal experiments on Pokémon instead of the biggest fucking building on the tiniest island ever.
Yeah, but this is like hiding in plain sight too, Donald. Plus, who'd expect Pokemon experiments to be occurring in an old, dingy place like this?
Also in Heart Gold and Soul Silver, this place got completely obliterated by a volcano and Blaine had to move his gym to the Seafoam Islands. But I don't see no volcano here.
Very observant of you, Donald. But I think the volcano just ripped its way through the earth from underground and appeared.
Instead of being a geologist, Obama, how about you go back into Pokemon trainer mode and get ready to take on Blaine's gym?
Okay, first, before we can battle him, Joe, we need to do a quiz, which sounds really fun. This was kind of like the gym in the OG games and Firewood and Leaf Green.
Yeah, this will be easy peasy for me, boys. My Pokemon knowledge is superior to you both, that's for sure. Even if I may be struggling in the Pokemon battle department.
Okay, let's put that cocky attitude to the test. Then, Barry, you got to answer 5 questions correctly, and then you'll win a Blaine doll.
He's already got the first one down and out, Joe. But these questions are super easy, so no wonder Obama was so confident earlier.
Wow, they seriously asking a Pokemon champion like myself how many gym badges there are. Blaine must be an idiot, or he gets idiot challengers.
Now he's asking if a steel-type move would be super effective against a fire-type. Yes, seriously, they could have made this a bit more challenging, to say the least.
And the next question is about whether TM28 is tombstoney. Of course, you'd probably say yes to that, Joe, since you don't know every TM like I do.
I swear the old gym had a whole layout thing we had to navigate, and then we had some trainer battles too. But I guess they went and made it easier now. I just hope Pokemon Legends ZA will be somewhat of a challenge when it comes out.
Yeah, we need another Pokemon to take on Ultra Necrozma as the most difficult Pokemon battle. But anyway, here we go, battling Blaine for our 7th gym badge. And after this, it's my turn to play.
I think you two planned this, so I get the least amount of time to play. But anyway, whatever. Blaine here has 4 Pokemon, which is good for a 7th gym leader.
And his first one is down already. I bet he's super surprised to see his fire types get taken out by a Pikachu. Using water type moves of all things. I'm surprised no one's questioned us about this.
Yeah, this battle was always going to be easy. His second Pokemon, Rapidash, just died too. I wonder if he'll actually ever get to attack us, LMAO.
We shall see, Joe, but his next Pokemon is a goat being Arcanine. This Pokemon is known as the legendary Pokemon, and I heard it was originally meant to be an actual legendary.
Oh, of course, one of his Pokemon would be bugged. It somehow survived my Surf Splashy Splash attack, and now we're gonna die.
Yeah, see, I called it Donald. Obama would even mess this gym battle up, and all he needed to do was keep one-shotting all his Pokemon, but now we've lost Pikachu to a Flare Blitz.
In my defense, Flare Blitz is super powerful, Joe, and we still have Blastoise, so you can't give me crap for being a bad trainer, you know?
He also only has one Pokemon left too, since Flare Blitz took out his own Pokemon with the recoil damage. If I was Blaine, I'd have used Flamethrower or something instead, but I guess he really is an idiot.
And now his fancy little Ninetales is going to get nuked by Blastoise too. This battle deserves a rating of 95 Obama. You would have got 100 if you had one-shot his Arcanine, but still not bad, I guess.
Well, you get to battle the final gym leader, Joe, so let's see how well you do against him. And if you get any of your Pokemon killed, then I'll give you a smack in the face.
No need to get violent over a gym battle, Barry, but that is gym number 7 down, which means we only have 1 left, like you said earlier. The boss man himself is who Joe will be battling.
Nah, he'll be easy. I bet they'll make him an easier battle compared to back in the day when we all played red and blue together, if you ever did.
And talking of blue, apparently we're wanted back at the laboratory or something, Joe. So since it's your turn to play now, you can go ahead and do all this boring stuff too.
Before we go back to Pallet, though, Joe, heal our team up, and by that, I mean only Pikachu, since Obama killed the poor thing, and then we can go see what the big man himself wants us to do now.
You know, it would be so cool to have a Pokemon game where we get to play as a young Professor Oak, don't you think, boys? We could see what got him into becoming a professor in the first place.
Well, there was that movie with Celebi and Suicune in which Ash goes back in time and saves Celebi with young Professor Oak.
Oh yeah, check it out. We finally got a keystone, which means we'll get to use Mega Evolution now too. That should be good for the battle with Giovanni, although it will probably make it a lot easier.
Yeah, we can use either Mega Venusaur or Blastoise for that battle, Donald. Although, Mega Charizard Y could also be good since he's flying type and ground won't be effective against it.
Okay, here we go in the final gym, so get ready, Joe. Let's see how well you do in here. And this puzzle still seems to be similar to Gen 4.
The puzzle back then was more difficult than this one, though. Obama, since they put the warp panels right next to each other to confuse the player.
Well, my 3-billion-year-old brain is struggling to get through this still, but looks like I'll have to fight some trainers in here, which is something I was trying to avoid.
Oh yeah, Pikachu will actually be useful in here too, LMO. Who knew using an electric type in a ground type gym would actually work out?
Yeah, until we get hit by Earthquake or something, Donald. You'd need something like an Electros or Magnemite with Magnet Rise to be able to go against ground types.
Okay, that was pretty close. I almost got Pikachu killed in this battle, and luckily it survived because it loves me so much. If I got it killed here, then that would make me worse than Obama.
Yeah, if you lost Pikachu there, I'd never have let you hear the end of it, Joseph. But anyway, well done. We can move along a bit, though, since this puzzle is a little boring.
Hey, look, now we're battling a Sand Slash. This guy is great, except I actually prefer a Lowland Sand Slash a little more, even if ice types aren't the best.
But this one wants to be a troll and use Protect for some reason. And on your point about ice types, Joe, they're not bad when paired with another type like Dragon.
Yeah, ice types by themselves are just asking for trouble, like your Ice Cream Joe Vanillux. Although the one we had in Pokemon Ultra Sun was somehow really good and saved us so many times.
Okay, boys, here we go. The final challenge is in front of us now. Well, at least the final gym challenge, and then we still have to battle the Elite Four.
How does this guy find the time to be a gym leader and a leader of the biggest evil team ever? He must be super stressed, and then on top of that, he's also hunting Mewtwo down as well.
Okay, here we go, Joe. His first Pokemon is a Dugtrio. And be careful because this one might have that Arena Trap ability, which means we won't be able to swap our Pokemon out.
Oh shit, I just got Pikachu killed already, which means I'm just as bad, if not worse than you now, Obama. And that was on the first turn too, holy hell.
Well, Joe, since you're already struggling, you could use Mega Evolution and show some Blastoise Mega Love. He grows like 10 billion more cannons.
Well, not that many Donald, but he gets more cannons around him, which is pretty cool. But let's be honest, using Mega Evolution in this battle is kind of OP since we're already super effective anyway.
Okay, well, at least we got the turtle leveled up to 50 now, which means we're basically the same level as Giovanni, except his strongest Pokemon, which means this battle could be close.
Basically, all his Pokemon are level 49 and up, Joe, and you have Pokemon, which are below that, so it'll be a good challenge for you regardless.
Look at him now, boys. He has two cute little cannons on his arms, and it's so adorable. I actually forgot how cute Mega Blastoise is. I wish I could have one.
Yeah, and now he's broken as hell. I bet his special attack must be like 300 or something, boys, or at least higher than 200.
Well, he only has 2 Pokemon left, Joe, so apart from the beginning part, well done, you're doing pretty well. But I swear he had a Rhyperior, and now he's got a Rhydon.
They probably built his team so it would be like the OG one, Obama. This was definitely a nostalgia-type battle for the older players, as well as some fun for the new players of Pokemon.
Yeah, actually, I've seen comments from people who never played Pokemon until they watched our videos, or others too. It's pretty neat to see that we AI boys can be so influential.
Yeah, so make sure to sponsor our boy Discoml, Game Freak, if you're watching LMAO. But anyway, well done, Joe. That was Giovanni beat. And yeah, you went over the top with the Mega Evolution, but it was still fun.
The best thing about this gym battle is that we get the TM for Earthquake, which is one of the best moves we could teach to Charizard Joe. But now, since you beat Giovanni, it means it's Donald's turn to play.
Donald can play until he beats the first Elite Four member Obama, and then it's you and me again. We can take turns during each Elite Four battle.
Yeah, sounds like a plan, Joe, but what happens if one of you get us taken out and then we have to restart?
What do you mean, one of us, Donald? You have just the amount of chance of getting us taken out as Joe and I.
I'm sorry, Obama, but I will easily beat whichever Elite Four member I have to battle, and I could do it with one eye, too, if I wanted.
Yeah, that literally makes no sense. Donald and I actually beat one of the gyms in Pokemon Y with both my eyes closed, remember? How about you try it while keeping your mouth shut, too?
Okay, Joe, I bet I could beat the Elite Four without even playing. That's how much of a pro I am. As soon as they see me, they'll run off in sheer fear of my presence.
Yeah, that's the general reaction people have with you, Donald, so it's not that special. But anyway, looks like we're going to have one final battle here with Gary.
This guy hasn't even won a single battle against us ever since we started this playthrough, so I don't know why he thinks he'll be able to beat us now, but here we are. Let's get this done with.
Okay, his first Pokemon is Pidgeot, which was to be expected, and we have the perfect Pokemon right with us to take this birdie out. As much as I love Pidgeot, though, and it's the only bird Pokemon to get a Mega Evolution.
Yeah, I think that's true, actually, Donald. I mean, it was the first of the bird Pokemon in the series that you can get in the first few routes of any game. So, yeah, not surprised it would be the only one with a Mega Evolution.
Okay, Joe, this fellow is now sending out his poison Pokemon, which will most likely set us up with a toxic or something, so we need this one wiped out as quick as possible.
Charizard is always there for us to clear out small pests like this flower chonky thing. Plus, with Mega Evolution now, we actually have a free Dragon type.
Okay, but the issue here is we have a level 50 Pokemon, and it only has Ember as its best fire type move, which is an absolute disaster, to be honest, and also embarrassing.
Oh yeah, that's my bad actually, Joe. I should have taught it Flamethrower or Fly or something by now. I'll get on that later, Joe, promise. We can't have a Charizard without Flamethrower.
Yeah, and because of that, we now have a poison lizard on our team, which is just wonderful. And I bet none of us bothered to buy antidotes either.
I think we have full heals, though. But anyway, he's now sending out my favorite of the evolutions, being Jolt Eon. Such a great electric-type Pokemon in general, too.
Yeah, but then you go and send out a water type against it. Joe, which was a bit stupid. Like, why would you even do that?
Okay, yeah, fair enough, but I wanted to see Lapras in action since we haven't even used it in a battle yet, have we?
Okay, but you're using Psychic on it and literally not doing any damage to it. Joe and that thing has somehow managed to get 2 thunder attacks in a row to hit us.
Yeah, there isn't even a rain dance in effect, and that guy somehow got a 100% accuracy on his thunder twice in a row.
See, if you had taught Earthquake to Charizard and then Mega evolved, we wouldn't be in this situation now, would we?
Oh my God, our man here has somehow got 3 thunders to hit in a row now. Someone needs to calculate the odds of this because it should not be possible.
Yeah, and on top of that, we just got paralyzed too, which is just great, isn't it? This battle was going so well up until this point.
This is all your fault, Joe. You dumbass for messing up this entire battle. We could have actually won by now if you took my advice, and now we're getting sweeped by a jaundiced dog.
Oh, for God's sake, he's gone and used a full restore, of course, and Snorlax here is just useless against this thing. So now I'm not sure what to do.
Yeah, Barry's right, Joe. This is all your fault. And this guy has gone and used another thunder attack on us, too. That's now 4 of them in a row.
Holy hell, he's gone and used 5 of them in a row now. What the hell is this Pokemon on?
Joe, I swear to God, beat this thing already before I beat you. And after this, you're spending the next hour training our Pokemon up because this is just ridiculous.
Our team needs a complete revamp of moves after this battle, Donald, and that is your task. So the fault lies in you just as much as it does in Joe.
Holy fucking hell, we somehow avoided 1 thunder, but not because of accuracy, and now the moron has managed to get 6 of them to hit us. What even is this game anymore?
I think I got this thing taken out now, Donald, with Petal Dance, thank God. And I can't believe I thought this Pokemon would be my favorite. It's utter shit with its stupid, dirty little tactics.
That has got to be the most amount of thunder attacks that have hit consecutively in a row. You guys gotta leave a comment and let us know if you've experienced more.
Yeah, statistically that shouldn't have been possible at all, but here we are. We'd love for someone to calculate the odds of thunder hitting that much in a row.
Okay, this garbage trainer has been beat, and I hope to God none of us have to deal with him again seriously. Out of every rival we've had, this guy is the absolute worst holy hell.
All right, Joey, no time for complaining anymore because here we are, the Indigo Plateau Base Camp, or whatever you want to call this bit. We have to make our way through all the badge check gates, though.
Yeah, and since we do in fact have all the badges, all I have to do is show them off to these fellows waiting here. And then I guess we go through Victory Road.
I can't remember what this Victory Road is like or if it would be similar to the one in the OG games. But anyway, I'm glad I don't have to make my way through it, and it's all up to you, Joe Elmau.
I don't really care, Barry, because I know this Victory Road won't be as crap as the one you had to navigate through in Pokemon Ultra Sun. And by the way, you two forgot to get the HM for strength, so I had to go do that off screen.
Oh yeah, I forgot we need that to move those stone pillar things about. But anyway, well done for getting it, Joe. Not that we'll even need it after this part of the game, unless we go catch the legendaries.
And Joe forgot to buy max repels, though, which means we're going to have to be constantly running about in circles, trying to avoid getting attacked by Golbat and Rhyhorn.
Yeah, that was an L if you ask me. And that Graveler was just sitting there, hiding behind the pillar like a little punk.
We will have lots of battles in here, though, which means lots of opportunities to train up the team a little bit. That battle with Gary we just did will be the last time anything like that happens again, Joe. Make sure of it.
Funny though, because every team in this place is lower leveled than what our rival was. But then, I bet we'll have to battle him one last time like I had to with How. They pull that reverse Uno champion card on us.
Yeah, probably, but How was a joke too, let's be honest. Plus, he didn't have a broken-ass Joltion on his team. He only had the water type one.
Well, if we have to battle him again, Joe, then we'll have to deal with Joltion. So this time you're going to take Barry's advice and Mega Evolve Charizard and then spam Earthquake until Joltion dies.
Yeah, there's no other option anyway. I can't believe that Pokemon was the toughest one on his team out of everything else. But anyway, it is what it is, I guess.
I think if you train up the team enough and don't make stupid decisions like sending out a water type to battle an electric type, then we'll be fine, but otherwise, yeah, we'll be in trouble.
The good thing is that Pikachu has a move to basically counter any Pokemon we will encounter in Victory Road. So if all else fails, Joe, you could just over-level one Pokemon.
Yeah, I'm not going to be doing that, Donald. What's the point? I never understand people who over-level only one Pokemon, because if that one somehow dies, you're going to be in big trouble then?
Yeah, that's the rational way of looking at it, but then again, you could always just pop a few max revives if your over-leveled Pokemon were to die. So it's not a big deal, really, is it?
Okay, I managed to get Joe to speed up a bit through here because we were wasting too much time with his old slow ass. But I think we're almost through this place.
Yeah, sorry guys, there is just so many stupid battles in here, and I kept getting stuck in dead ends and then getting swarmed by like 10 Geodude all at once.
No worries, Joey. We're more excited to battle the Elite 4 and 2 champions, too. And by the way, the Kanto Elite 4 should be called the Elite 5, since Lance isn't a real champion in my view.
Joe, why are you battling another electric type with a water type? Have you learned nothing from the battle with our rival like 10 minutes ago?
Oh my God, here we go again with the thunder. Are you serious?
You're lucky that Blastoise survived that, Joe. Otherwise, we'd have bitch-slapped you so hard, holy hell!
The luck we have in today do be unreal with these Thunders never missing seriously. Imagine if we have to battle Zapdos, and then all it does is take the entire team out with Thunder.
Oh my God, it tried using Thunder again. This game is so rigged.
Boys, I'm actually done. What in the actual hell is going on? This is like the 10th Thunder that's hit us combined with that battle with our rival. This is so messed up.
Joe, this is actually all your fault for getting seen by this trainer, instead of using your maxed out stealth skills to avoid getting into eye contact with a trainer.
Yeah, I messed up here too, I admit it. This has been the most messed up part of this series, seriously. At least none of the Elite Four members or even Lance will have any stupid electric types.
Okay, Joe, using a Mega Charizard to battle a Pidgeot of all things is kind of overkill, even if the RNG for Thunder is against us at the moment. The legendary electric-type Pokemon gods are against us today, boys.
You mean Arceus with a zap plate on him, Barry? Arceus isn't the one pulling the strings here. It's clearly Game Freak messing with us from beyond the grave.
Well, at least you went and updated the moveset for Charizard, Donald, and now we have decent moves on it instead of Ember, which was just not helpful at all.
We're one-shotting the rest of his team, which are arguably better Pokemon than that stupid Electrode we had to deal with in the beginning.
I think we should raise this guy up as the newest Elite Four member with his battling in the beginning. Lance should obviously be swapped out, because why the hell would you have 3 Dragonites?
Okay, all thanks to our stab-boosted Dragon Pulse, I beat this moron, boys. Hopefully we never have to deal with anything like that again either, holy smokes. Otherwise I may find a cliff and jump off it head first.
And of course, after that, we get interrupted by a stupid Zubat of all things. But we'll still have more battles to do, Joe, so don't hold your breath.
Well, Joe sort of did just fall off a cliff when he went through that hole. LMAO, but anyway, yeah, we're almost all the way through it now, thank God.
Wow, we just ran into a Hitmonlee though, boys. That's pretty cool. I wonder how rare that is to encounter one of these Bruce Lee boyos.
Joe, literally no one gives a shit. Just get on with the game. Obama and I can have the real conversations whilst you get electrocuted by more Thunders inevitably.
This Victory Road is pretty mid to be fair. I still think the Sinnoh region Victory Road is the best, followed by Unova's one, and then the Johto one decent too.
Finally, boys, we made it out. That was absolutely not fun at all. I have had it with electric types, and the fact that there's a Pikachu on my shoulder is really ironic. I know.
Okay, well that was a cute animation there with our Pikachu, which Joe now apparently hates, even though the whole damn game has Pikachu in the title.
At least he made it here somewhat alive, though, Donald. And now we have to watch him battle the first member who I can't even remember. But yeah, this would also be a good time to stock up on items, Joe.
No way, Obama. We don't need no items to beat them. Whoever the first member is will be beat in less than 3 minutes. Just watch.
Yeah, right, Joe. And the first member of the Elite Four is the Ice Team 1 Loralee. And do you two remember that whole thing about her and her dolls?
Yeah, apparently if you beat the Elite Four like 200 times, then you get something really special, Joseph.
Well, I know that's bullshit, Joe, but I know if you beat them a lot, then in her house you get those dolls or something.
Okay, Joe, sending out Charizard for this battle was a bit of a mistake because just like this Dugong, her ice types are all basically water types as well, you know.
Yeah, but if I send out Venusaur, then that's also not going to work since ice is super effective against grass.
Well, then what you do, Joe, is you swap out each Pokemon, depending on her one, which is the whole point of this Pokemon battle stuff anyway.
Well, yeah, Obama's idea is another solid one, so take his advice, Joe, and all will be well. Also, after you beat this Elite Four member, it's his go anyway, isn't it?
Okay, she's sending out your wife next, Donald. Guess I'll have to burn her with Charizard since Jinx is just weak, utter garbage.
No need to be like that with Melania, Joe. She actually liked you a lot in Pokemon X, and you remember?
Oh yeah, I'd tap that for sure.
Okay, seriously, didn't need to hear that either. But anyway, let's get on with this stupid battle against literally one of the worst Pokemon in existence.
You know, people say that Manaphy is up there as one of the worst Pokemon, Donald, along with Fiona. But I think Jinx should be involved in that list too. No one ever uses it, I swear.
Oh, trust me, they use it, but for all the wrong reasons.
Okay, Joe didn't need that image in my head either, but thank God our Charizard nuked this stripper Pokemon. So let's see what's coming up next.
Okay, we're dealing with a Cloyster now, Joe, so perfect choice for sending out the grass type.
Yeah, Petal Dance is the only grass type move we need, but Toxic is there as well in case we need a backup move.
Okay, but Petal Dance is kind of like outrage in that after using it for a few times you get confused, which isn't very helpful. So in my opinion, Leaf Storm is the superior grass type move.
Obama, you are so wrong, bro. The best grass type move is Solar Beam, and teamed up with Sunny Day, you have basically the most OP move there is.
Okay, boys, most of her team is basically down and out. I wonder if she'll have any Mega Pokemon on her, though. Her next Pokemon is Slowbro.
And it's also her last Pokemon, and I believe there's no way you can mess this up, Joe. So I'll be taking over next to battle Bruno. One of my favorite Elite Four members, too, actually.
Bruno's pretty cool, yeah, but the best fighting type Elite Four member has to be Marshall from Unova. That guy was trained by Alder himself and is also your brother from another mother.
Yeah, I also prefer Marshall. Bruno doesn't really do anything, although I'm pretty sure he was in the anime more than Marshall was. Actually, I don't even think Marshall even appeared in it once.
Okay, you two Marshall Simps. Time to battle the second Elite Four member. Good job on beating the first one, Joe. We had that in the bag with our strats. Now watch as Charizard basically cleans up in this one, too.
Holy hell, Bruno is like a literal giant. How is it possible for someone to be that big? But anyway, here we go, Barry. And I know exactly what you're gonna do. You're gonna Mega Evolve it into the wrong one.
Doesn't matter, Donald. We have Earthquake on us, which will wipe out this Rock-type Snake Boy in one go. Plus, I love my Dragon types as much as you.
Onix is the type of Pokemon to have Sturdy on it, though Barry just to piss you off. Although I don't know if that ability existed back in Gen 1. Actually, abilities might now even have existed at all.
Yeah, but Gen 1 was actually really bad, Joe. Not many people realize that because they've probably not even played it except speedrunners, but they're on a whole other level.
What the hell is speedrunning, Donald?
Seriously? How don't you know what speedrunning is, Joe? Although, you're like the slowest thing on the planet, so it doesn't surprise me.
Speedrunning is where you try to beat a game as fast as possible, Joe. Like some people have actually beat Pokemon games in less than 2 hours, believe it or not.
Holy hell, that's impressive. It takes me about 2 hours to leave our house in the beginning, let alone beat the entire game. I wonder how they do that, and if they'd be prepared to teach me their skills.
Joe, speedrunners need so much patience to perfect each technique, but I don't think they'd have enough patience to deal with teaching someone with the intellect of a mushroom like you.
Hot damn, Donald, you didn't need to come at me that hard, bro. That's what she said, too. But also, I think I'd be able to speedrun Pokemon Platinum in less than 2 hours.
I bet you could beat it faster than Obama beating Bruno here. He's struggling to win against him with a Mega Charizard X, which makes literally no sense.
Well, I kind of did mess up the Mega Evolution, Donald. I should mega evolved into the Y form instead, since I lost the flying type on Charizard, which would have been more useful in this Elite Four battle.
Okay, well, we're almost done now. Barry and his last Pokemon is Hitmonchan. This guy is named after Jackie Chan, which I bet lots of people didn't know. But I just Googled that piece of information to sound clever for you all.
And it somehow survived a super effective flying type move, which probably means its defense is high, but Hitmonlee is my favorite of the two.
There's actually 3 Donald, and the third one is Hitmontop, who is named after someone else. I have no idea who, but anyway, boys, I just beat Elite 4-member Bruno, and that means we only have 3 left.
Yeah, so Donald here gets to battle Agatha, who is the Ghost-type Elite 4-member, and we don't actually have anything super effective against Ghost-type Pokemon, do we?
We don't need anything like that, Joe. I myself am super effective against ghost types, and this old wench is now going to feel the raw power of Donald J. Trump.
Uh-huh, right. Well, let's see how that goes, Donald. And her first Pokemon is not even a ghost type, so that's just wonderful, isn't it?
Actually, we do have Crunch on Snorlax Joe, which is going to be super useful in this battle. Back in the day, I don't even think Crunch was a move since it was released in one of the later games.
The worst thing about Arbok is glare, though. It's so annoying since it always causes paralysis, and then we have to waste an entire turn recovering from it only for the stupid snake to use glare again.
Not just that, Donald, but we have to worry about Toxic, too. Most of her ghost types are part poison, too, aren't they? Like Gengar is also part poison.
Yeah, but when you have a Pokemon that's not even a ghost type in a battle that's meant to be against a ghost type master, it's really kind of frustrating, Joe. Arbok is one of my least favorite Pokemon, too.
Arbok is probably hated by most people, Donald, so don't worry, you're not the only one, but at least you killed it with Snorlax. Now we just need to deal with her ace, I think.
This Gengar won't stand a chance against Crunch since it's actually a proper ghost-type Joe. It may be her ace, but aces still get taken down.
Okay, so Snorlax was actually poisoned throughout that battle, all thanks to that stupid snake, which is why it just died now, boys, but it's okay, I'll still clutch this.
Well, I'm pretty sure Snorlax was the only Pokemon we had that had a super effective move against Agatha. But oh well, let's see how well you do now, Donnie.
Yep, switch to Pikachu for Golbat. It's basically become a staple part of our plan and strategy now, hasn't it, Olmao?
Yeah, it basically has Obama. Nothing wrong with it, though. Plus, this guy has the potential to poison us again, which is something I really don't want to deal with right now. I'd rather it die immediately.
Okay, she's such a troll, seriously. And I bet you two didn't know that Agatha here and Professor Oak were once an item. I mean, imagine smashing this old hag.
Okay, Joe, first of all, she didn't look like this all the time, did she? And also, I don't want an image burned into my mind of Professor Oak with this lady. But I wonder why they broke up.
Well, that's easy in question to answer, Barry. Professor Oak left her because he got too busy with his research developing the Pokedex. So he didn't have time for dating or to be a Casanova.
That's BS, Donald. I think Agatha left him because she got too strong and he got jealous, and then to make it worse for Oak, she got promoted to become an Elite Four member, and that just did it for him.
Yep, that sounds like the right answer, Joseph. Men don't like it when women get into a more powerful position than them. It's just a fact of life, isn't it?
Well, it's a fact in Donald's life. MFAO, but anyway, this is her last Pokemon, boys. After this, I think all that's left is Lance.
Yeah, Lance is next with his stupid team of 3 Dragonites. Remember this, everyone. Lance isn't a Dragon-type master. He's a Flying-type master, and calling him a master is pushing it too.
Yeah, agreed. He also had a Charizard and Gyarados in Heart Gold. So let's see if his team is a little different in this game, or if they were lazy and just copy and pasted it from the other ones.
Our man here has already got one of his Dragonites just chilling there next to him, Donald. I think he's actually proud of the fact that he has 3 of them on his team for some reason.
Okay, well, here we go. And his first Pokemon isn't what I expected. He doesn't even lead off with a Kingdra, but just has a stupid little Seadra. Even Claire had a fully evolved Kingdra.
Yeah, and Pikachu will be able to one-shot this thing easily with Thunderbolt.
Well, I think we can all agree that his team is probably going to be a little different now. And maybe he'll have 2 other different Pokemon instead of 3 of the same ones.
Okay, boys, I set the light screen up to protect us from another super effective special type moves, which will inevitably try to kill us. Although, let's be honest, our team is full of tanks apart from Pikachu.
Yep, and that's Seadra down and out already. So let's see which Dragonite he's going to send out now.
Wow, he's actually sending out Aerodactyl now, Joe, which is a Pokemon he had back in the day, too. So going forward, his probably got the same bitch-ass team now for us to enjoy.
Yeah, and our cute purple Lepruz will be the perfect little sea monster to take this flying fossil out with. And also, I swear this Pokemon can mega evolve. So it would be cool to see that, actually.
Yeah, but this guy is going to be a troll now too, and spam Rock Slide, causing us to flinch every other turn. Just watch. And talking of mega evolutions, Donald, I think Lepruz deserves one since it can't evolve anyway.
Oh, the sea monster deserves one for sure, boys. I hope in the new Legends game they announce this mega evolution too, along with some others.
OMG, that Aerodactyl somehow survived with literally 1 health point left, which is complete BS.
And it actually killed Lapras too. Holy hell, Donald. I guess the rock typing managed to do enough damage to Lapras to kill it since it's also part ice type. But I thought the water typing would have nullified that.
Hey, boys! I realized that his Dragonite might troll us again with Thunder, since it can learn like every single type of move, basically. You know, it's crazy how many moves it can learn if you think about it. Especially moves like electric ones, which are super effective against itself.
Okay, this guy's actually trolling so hard now, his Gyarados just survived a goddamn pedal dance with 1 health point too. He must be using hacks.
How the hell do 2 Pokemon survive 2 super effective moves in a row, and we're the ones who set that light screen up in the beginning, not him?
Yeah, and now we're confused because the pedal dance did jack shit damage. This entire Elite Four is just a troll team, let's be honest.
Well, remember in the manga, Obama, the Elite Four were evil for some reason and tried taking over the world, which made no sense, and Red and Green had to stop them, if I remember correctly.
For real, Donald, that literally is the dumbest sounding story ever. I hope Red and Green beat them just like how we're about to beat Lance. And looks like he does in fact only have 1 Dragonite, which means between now and the Heart Gold story, Lance decides to double up on dragons.
Well, at least his Charizard isn't as busted as his last 2 Pokemon. It actually did die to a super effective move like how it should be.
Okay, and here is the Dragonite we've all been complaining about since the beginning. And I swear to God, if this thing has Thunder, I'll be so pissed I'll smash the screen with the Joy-Con.
Best thing to do here is just Mega Evolve Donald, and then pray we one-shot it, and it doesn't use any electric moves on us. This thing could also have Thunder Punch too, which would be just as bad against our Water-type Pokemon.
No, it won't, Joey, old boy. Our Blastoise is also busted as hell, and with Ice Beam, there was no way Dragonite lived. Lance did not stand a chance.
Look at him now. He's going on about how he can't believe his dragons lost when he only had 1 to begin with. Maybe this was the exact moment something in his mind broke, and he felt the need to get 2 more Dragonites Elmao.
Hang on, how comes Professor Oak just gets to waltz in here like some sort of boss?
Well, he probably gave Lance his first Pokemon, Remember Joe. And it was probably that Charizard when he was young, so now he's tight with him, meaning he can walk into Indigo Plateau whenever he feels like it.
Okay, everyone, here we go with the final battle of this mini-series. The one against Gary, who's meant to be blue, but whatever. Let's get this done and dusted.
Yeah, Gary here is about to get diced and blitzed and wrecked and whatever other word you can come up with for losing.
Okay, he has a full team of 6 Pokemon boys, and his first one is Pidgeot, which we should have expected, Joe, so why the hell have you sent out Snorlax first?
GG my bad boys, but it's no big deal, and the guy thinks he's gonna win with a Mega Evolved Pidgeot too. What a noob, seriously.
And he has Heat Wave on it too. That literally makes no sense, and I never knew it could learn that move either. But here we are, I guess.
Okay, Joe's Snorlax did jack shit damage, so please switch out to Pikachu now. We could easily one-shot this thing, and remember, he has his Jolteon as well, so you better deal with that properly.
This thing just loves spamming Heat Wave though, doesn't it? And it thinks it'll win against our Pikachu. What a noob, seriously, LMFAO.
I think the real noob here is actually you, Joe, because you went and got the Pokemon best to deal with Pidgeot killed already. And you called him a noob twice as well.
Yeah, Joe, this isn't exactly going well, is it? But sending out Blastoise wasn't a bad choice since Heat Wave won't do much damage to us now.
I think 1 Surf will be enough to take this stupid birdie out, and I can save the Mega Evolution for something else, maybe that Jolteon.
All right, good plan, and your strat worked out perfectly there. So now let's try keep this momentum up, Joseph, without getting more Pokemon killed, please. Pikachu was the Pokemon we needed alive too, since it was our starter.
Don't worry, Donald and Vileplume will die now as well to Ice Beam. I don't want to get poisoned again like you did with Agatha earlier.
Yeah, you better hurry up and kill it, Joe, before that Solar Beam kills us. I bet he can one-shot us, but when we try one-shot them with a super effective move, we obviously won't because this is all rigged.
I can't believe that took 2 Ice Beams to take out a stupid plant. Blastoise was definitely strong enough to KO that Pokemon.
It's all good, Donald. We still beat it. And now he's sending out the most toxic Pokemon in this game. More toxic than Mewtwo even. And I'll use Obama's strat of using Mega Charizard and then spamming Earthquake.
Yeah, Mega Charizard X is the way to go, Joe. It loses its flying typing, which means Jolteon won't be super effective against us. And then you can safely use Earthquake to end this little yellow demon.
Oh my god, it actually went and used Thunder again. Holy hell!
That was actually unbelievable. He hasn't missed one single Thunder against us ever since he got that stupid move. And there's still no Rain Dance set up either. What complete and utter bullshit.
He even paralyzed us too, and we had to waste an entire turn on using a full heal. Joe, you better kill this thing and fast.
Okay, and of course he uses another one without missing. I've given up on this nonsense now, boys. Like, I bet he could get a 100% hit with Sheer, Cold, and Fisher if he had both of them too.
And the little shit dies, boys. What a stupid, stupid Pokemon. I never ever want to see Jolteon ever again in this life, or any other one too.
Okay, Joe, let's not even think about it now since it's dead forever. His next Pokemon is Marowak, which means Blastoise will be the best option to use again. We should be able to KO this quite easily.
Imagine this thing having Fisher though, Barry. I mean, it is a ground type, and Gary here is the type of punk to just have Fisher and spam it without missing a single move.
No need to worry about that, Donald. It's already dead by the time you finished your sentence, LMFAO. And now he only has 2 Pokemon left too.
Okay, his next Pokemon is the Slowbro again. Pretty decent Pokemon and one of my favorites on his team. Even though as a rival, I absolutely despise him with a burning passion.
I think our green dinosaur will be able to kill this thing easily, Donald. Slowbro has never given us any difficulty either, and it definitely lives up to its name as well.
Yeah, well, you say that, Joe, but I wouldn't be surprised if it survived a pedal dance, just like how Lance's Gyarados somehow did the stupid blue shit.
Nah, Lance is something else compared to our rival. 2 of his Pokemon were cracked, whilst the only cracked thing on this team is Jolteon. Either way, we're down to his last Pokemon of the game now, boys.
You know, I think Blastoise is the Pokemon we've used the most in the game. He's so good and has been able to handle pretty much every opponent we've come across.
Yeah, that's why Blastoise is one of the GOATs, Joe. I think the same amount of people who love Charizard also love Blastoise, and then poor Venusaur is just left in the corner all by himself.
And that's that, everyone. We are now officially the champion of Johto and Kanto again. And by we, I mean Joe is somehow. You're actually the champion of this region twice in a row now, Joe.
Yeah, you heard Gary just now, didn't you? I'm now the strongest trainer in the world, apparently. Which is, of course, no surprise to me. I'm just that good at Pokemon battles.
And of course, Professor Oak just appears out of nowhere again. I guess he was just chilling with Lance, watching our battle from the side.
He's going to take us to the Hall of Fame now, though, which is funny because Lance took Gary in there not just 10 minutes ago, and we've come along now and made him obsolete.
And with that, everyone, this concludes our playthrough of Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu. We hope you enjoyed this miniseries, and please remember to like and sub.
Yeah, this was such a great team, boys. But anyway, as Joe said, thanks for tuning in, everyone. Check out our Patreon and social links in the video description, too. And check out part 1 of this mini-series if you haven't already.
That's right, and we shall see you all in the Galar region very, very soon.